What do you got for us, Steve?
Anthony Weiner can learn from Howard Stern. If only the congressman had paid attention to Howard, writes Rob Eshman at JewishJournal.com.
Really?
Howard rule number one, Eshman says, be honest. When you can't express your urges, Eshman writes, they can overtake you. To various degrees, Eshman concludes, each one of us is, as the theme song here goes, a tortured man.
Mm-hmm.
Meantime, another prominent online voice taking note of an aim at Ronnie the limo driver.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Anthony Weiner, you bring up a good point. I mean, the front page of the newspaper today when you wake up, I mean, this is better than any reality show. So Huma...
Huma's home.
Mrs. Weiner is home. Yeah, Huma's home. And they got a pic. You know, I felt bad for her in the sense that, like, what did she do wrong that she's now being hounded by the paparazzi?
Right.
But anyway, she pulls up in the car to her house, you know, to where her and Anthony Weiner live. And she's coming home from her job with Hillary Clinton. So yesterday, that means at some point in the night, she walked in and Anthony Weiner's sitting there. What the fuck? I'm thinking, I was obsessed with this morning. I'm thinking, okay, I'm Anthony.
What is the greeting?
I think it's like I'm not like, oh, hi, honey. What's like, I can't do that.
Here's dinner.
Like, okay, come on, let's get on with our lives.
I made you a nice dinner.
I mean, I guess you kind of just sit in your room and then you kind of meander out. And you walk out to greet her, and you don't go and kiss her or hug her. I mean, he's got to know that. So, although maybe he's so arrogant, he does. Now, he's got to be humbled by this. So, what's the move? Does he kind of oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I think he'd come right out and start doing apologies.
On your knees, you crawl out.
I so apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm getting help. I mean, what do you say? There has to be a camera on this.
We need to know.
Oh, I wish I was a ghost.
And you never get that answer. How did you break the news? How did you first say hello when she came home?
It would be great if he was like in that pose of his where he's naked and he has his hand over his cock and he's
look,
just like,
honey,
look, it's all yours.
I'm doing it for you now.
I'm fully shaven, even my armpits. There's no ball hair. Let's go. What do they say to each other? I mean, I know they probably talked on the phone, but not much. Oh, I wish. What does he even like? What does he say?
I don't even know how she comes home.
Oh my God. Well, listen, she's got to go home sometime, even to get her stuff.
Yeah, but should he be there? I don't know.
And there's reporters all over the house, and they're taking
and
their picture.
You're being watched. Everything you do.
And look at the front page of the paper. He's got to be freaking out. Homer returns as Rat Weiner, eyes quitting.
Yeah. You're married to a rat.
Meanwhile,
where's my rat?
Meanwhile, I mean, I don't even think. I mean, there are politicians who have done way worse and haven't been called rats.
Yeah, but that's what he's being called in the press.
Yeah. And she, married him thinking he was an up-and-comer and she was going to be the first lady of New York and blah, 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 blah.
This was a knight with shiny armor.
She's going to be the first lady of New York City. It's going to be great. They'll go out with the Clintons, blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden he's rat.
Gracie Mansion, city, balls and festivities.
I could have married a lot of guys. Look at me now. Now I'm married to a Mrs. Rat. I'm a rat.
Mrs. Rat.
I mean, for Christ's sake.
And I'm carrying a rat's baby.
I'm a rat by association. Listen to me. You better fix this. I will.
There's
I will.
no fixing it. How do you
I
fix
don't
it?
want this. Wait, how am I going to go with Hillary and Bill to dinner? Yeah, he's disgusting. Look at him. I mean, who texts? Get a blowjob. You better build a time machine, sir. And go back in time and undo this. And is he like going like, listen, baby, I would never cheat on you. This wasn't cheating. I got caught up in something. I know it's silly, but or does he just, what does he do? You know what? Maybe sit on the bed with a gun in your mouth.
Oh.
Then she's got to. Right?
Maybe she says, shoot. Shoot.
She's probably like, is that a real gun?
I don't believe it.
Listen, Huma. I don't want you going back to that disgusting rat man. You come stay with me and Hillary at our house. That's it. What he did to you is terrible. Terrible. I mean, you're hot. You understand what happened with me and Hillary, right? We got old, that's all. She kept herself in shape like you.
more than a year.
Huma, you're in shape. Who knows what's going on? I'm sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So Bob Lefsetz, writing about the sometimes inverse correlation between talent and Twitter popularity. Lefsetz declaring, quote, if Twitter was about talent, Ronnie the limo driver would be bubbling up. Ronnie responding in his inimitable style, quote, screw him and his article. If he wants to make it like I'm stupid, be my guest.
Well, Ronnie is stupid because he doesn't understand. Lefsetz was actually...
It sounded like a compliment.
It was complimenting him. I read the article. He was talking about Lady Gaga. And what he was saying is that it's the music stupid. He's saying that Lady Gaga's running around with the costumes and the carrying on and the attitude and the Twitter followers. He goes, doesn't matter if you have 10 million Twitter followers. The album tanked. And he's saying if Twitter followers meant something, then Ronnie the limo driver would be the biggest star in the world. He's got 100,000 followers. He's not putting you down. What's the matter with you?
Well, that's not the way you put it to me yesterday,
I read it
Steve.
to you. I read it to you.
You made it sound like I was stupid.
I just read it.
Oh, stop it now.
Quote.
He was actually complimenting you.
Well, thank you. All right.
I mean, he wasn't being
all
negative.
Right, whatever. 104,000.
All right.
Nice.
There you go. You're like Lady... Well, his point is that with all of her followers...
She didn't sell a lot of albums?
He's saying that the fans went to Adele. Why did they go... was Adele's album big and Gaga's bombed? Because Adele's got a good album. That's the music business. I never met this Lefsetz, but suddenly I'm quoting him every minute. I might have to have him on. How's your TV show stuff going? What's going on, man? When are we going to really see something? What's going on?
Don's working on stuff.
So you're in a negotiation?
So you're now not in the conversation. Don's taking care of everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Don taking care of it or Don Buchwald and Associates?
Don Buchwald and Associates.
Right.
They're taking care of it.
Yeah, I think Don laced into Ronnie.
Really?
Yeah. I think he basically said to Ronnie, listen, don't go telling people Don Buchwald's working. It's Don Buchwald and
I didn't
Associates.
say he's the one.
That's what I'm thinking.
Don Buchwald and Associates,
Yeah.
okay?
Don't say Don Buchwald's working on it.
Well, it's the
He
name of
doesn't
the
want
company.
He's ashamed to be representing you. Don't you get it?
Yeah.
Right.
The Don Buchwald and Associates are working on...
Right. He's helping you out.
Right.
By putting one of his agents on it.
Exactly.
Right.
And...
You're represented by Associates.
That's what I said.
No, you said Don's working on it.
Don
Don doesn't want to be associated.
He
with
is,
you.
but he isn't.
Right.
No, but the one...
Maybe just say you're being represented by Associates
By one
of Don Buchwald. All right.
All right, the one guy...
Well, you
guy
know what he said to you.
represented-
No, Ronnie said to me, Don told me, make sure you say Don Buchwald and Associates because you're not being represented by Don Buchwald. I go, yeah, because you don't want you running around saying, it's
Just say
embarrassing.
you're represented by Associates.
Oh, he didn't say it was embarrassing.
That's what I'm telling you he means.
No, he didn't.
You know I have to
He didn't
explain
mean
everything.
it like
What do you
that.
think he means?
Now, you understand Don, but you don't understand...
No, but I know he's the one guy he's talking to directly because he knows him.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
The guy from Fox.
Okay. All right. Take it easy.
All right.
I'm just telling you, I know Don speak. I've known the man many years.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We talked about you too.
Right. Believe me.
Believe me.
Use your fucking head.
I am.
In other words, Don's in the closet.
Everything's
on this
going
deal.
good, man.
Yeah. All right. So where are we at with this thing? When am I going to see a show?
Dude,
when do you start taping? What are we doing?
We're supposed to tape a pilot. I'm waiting to find out a date.
Right.
Dude. And the other thing, they're in getting ready to do production. So, dude, the wheels thing. So, waiting to hear.
Oh.
Dude, I'm just waiting to hear. And
He's ready to tape.
Whatever, dude. Meanwhile, I got all my other stuff going on now.
Yeah, what do you got? What's other stuff?
I'm at Rick's tonight in Indy. The whole weekend we're opening up a club in
India.
Indy. Indianapolis, Indiana.
Rick's India.
No.
Well, they haven't had a club in India before, I don't think.
I don't know about that.
Do you have a Zizzle reel?
I'll be out. Yeah, I'll be out there this weekend, and then next week I'll be in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
Right.
With Julie and the block party.
Oh, the block party.
Yeah, you want to
Ronnie's
come?
Block
You
party
like block parties?
happening again.
Yeah, next Friday.
Great.
So.
All right.
And then I just found out something else that might happen.
Go ahead.
I'll be working with Scott the engineer again.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I don't know if he wants me to talk about it yet. Scott, you want me to talk about that yet?
What's going on?
You know who you remind me of? Regis. You know why? Regis's career started late in life, and now your career
Look
started
at you
late.
bubbling up here.
Like your show business career hadn't started till you were in the 60s.
Dude, Scott, is it all right if I talk about it? Dude.
Regis went around for years and years and years and like kind of didn't have big success. And then like
Bumbled from one television show to the other.
and then all of a sudden like in his 60s,
Boom.
everyone discovered him. poor Ronnie. His whole
Same
life.
deal.
He's been waiting. Now all of a sudden he's everyone's sweetheart.
Well, it's all thanks
He's
to
our
you, man.
Clara Peller.
I gotta,
Well,
have to give props
I
to
had
the
nothing
boss.
to do with it.
I didn't say that.
No, I said I had nothing to do
No,
with it. I'm saying it's
it's
your
a lot
talent.
of Twitter stuff. A lot of stuff came through Twitter. I gotta
Where's
say.
the beef?
As long as Twitter lasts, it's okay with me. You know, a year or two, it's fine with me.
All right. Go ahead. So what is this
So
with
anyway,
Scott the
now
engineer?
Scott has got a gig going on in Atlantic City at Harrah's.
Right.
They have a club there at night. The pool at the pool becomes a club at night.
Yes.
And he's DJing with DJ Hollywood. And
What do you need
all
to
of a
do?
sudden, he comes to me this morning and he goes, "They want you to come and judge a contest
Wow.
out at Harrah's. They'll send a limo to pick you up and give you a room for the night and everything." Okay, I'm there. Pay you some money.
I heard a funnier story that Scott the engineer, Scott's like a lummox. He's a lump on a log. And I love him, but you know him. And you heard what he does with these. So the last appearance he had with Ronnie comes out and MCs.
Yes.
And Scott's the DJ. So I don't know. Either Scott went to Shuley or something. Goes, I don't know if I want to be a DJ at these things anymore. So,
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, yeah,
So Shuley
yeah.
goes. So Shuley, I believe, goes, Scott.
What do you wanna do?
What do you exactly? What do you want to do? He goes, maybe I'll co-host with Ronnie. We'll go up there together.
How funny is that?
You're going to be a partner.
Yeah, the two.
I
of
mean,
them.
how stupid is that, though?
First of all, of course it's
Two
stupid.
guys standing there on the stage about
Scott's-
5 by 5.
Well, the ad libs you had in
First
that
of all-
last thing
first-
worked so well.
Yeah.
First of all, Shuley's...
You're horrible.
Listen, they bitched and moaned that it wasn't good the last time, so I said... I sat down with these guys and said, let's figure out something better that I could do.
How's that going to be better? You're horrible on stage.
Then Shuley said you could co-host with Ronnie. I didn't say it. Shuley said it. Shuley's full of shit.
He said
did
that?
say it.
Oh, I didn't
he
hear
did.
that.
I never said that.
Well, I would love that.
Shuley just tries to stir up shit.
I love
That's all he
you
does.
guys.
So
I love what goes on.
I want to do a good show for these people. They're coming to
But
pay
Scott,
money.
don't you think? I saw the show. I saw the video.
Yeah.
When you're there with your equipment and you're the DJ, at least it gives you a purpose on stage. I think it's like when if Ringo stepped out from the drums,
What would he be doing?
what would he be doing?
No, I understand that.
So at least it gives you a purpose on stage, and you can chime in with Ron.
Yeah, you're like the band leader on the
no,
Tonight
I
Show.
get it. I get it. But they were like, you're sitting there like a lump.
I never said anything about
These
what
guys
you did.
after we did the show.
But you are
I
a lump.
said about
Love.
after the
Peace
show.
and love.
I didn't say during the show. I was bitching about you after the show, what you did after, by you look like you were miserable talking to the people and you wanted to leave.
I'm supposed
I
to
didn't
be
say anything
eating
about
right
what
now.
you did during the show.
That's
They didn't let me eat, Ronnie.
My blood
yeah,
sugar
well,
is
yeah, that was
plummeting.
another thing.
I don't like to greet the public while I'm
He
dining.
was all upset.
I can't say a word.
Because we did a meet and greet.
Whatever I do, I can't win.
And I'm sitting, and people are coming up and they want pictures signed and
And I
whatever.
did.
And I'm eating
haven't
half
had
a
dessert
sandwich
yet.
as I'm doing it, but I did.
You know what's amazing?
Because that's what you're paying you for.
You know what's amazing? Here's a guy not only wants extra money and everything, but really sits in a recording booth for 90% of his time, or he goes home and stares at the wall and occasionally gets to go once a week bowling. So finally, he shows up somewhere. Someone, imagine this, wants to take a picture with him or sign an
No
autograph.
autograph.
And I did.
And all of a sudden, he gets anything. I'll need to dine first. I mean,
Where's
really.
my
I have a
food?
What did you think? He'd
Space.
go, you know what? I'll put the
How
food
nice
down.
is that somebody wants to come meet me?
Robin,
Where's the menu?
my hunger, I'm as big, I'm as hungry as a bear.
Yeah, so now I'm doing.
Right, where's the menu?
I'm doing.
This is like
I'm
slave
doing
labor.
Harrah's with him. What are we doing at Harrah's, by the way?
Scott, they better feed you before you meet the public at Harris.
Yeah, we're taking care of.
But Scott,
I already set the
it's
menu.
a miracle that someone would even want an
Harris
autograph
is great.
from you.
What am I doing then?
We're going to be doing. I'm going to be hosting and DJing with DJ Hollywood.
He's host.
And then we're going to have some kind of contest.
And what are you going to do?
I'll sit there like a lump.
Me and you and DJ.
I'll switch places?
Yeah, he's going to sit there like.
So you're going to be the host.
Yes, I'm the host.
Oh.
We're rotating. So
He's such a good host. A host.
Well,
Did everybody wake up?
You know,
Ronnie's here.
when you think of host, I mean,
don't you think of Scott?
yes. So during the night, we're
why
going to
did
have.
you start wearing like wild hair pieces to these appearances,
yeah,
like
like
Lady,
Bobo.
no, like Lady Gaga,
Yeah.
like become the
Yeah,
Lady
get an
Gaga.
exciting
Could be Dopo.
outfit
The
at
blue hair.
least.
Why don't you get like Liberace? Like, why don't you start getting like wild? Like,
Sequin
you know,
jacket.
Liberace was a guy. Guy was a genius because
Had no personality.
he had no personality. He was a vomit, and he played the piano, which nobody likes. But he'd show up in costumes with jewelry and limos and
And his candelabra, man.
yeah, flowing robes. Do something wear something. You can't be Lady Gaga. Be Lady Blah Blah.
You should have a candelabra on your
blah.
DJ desk, you know?
Yeah.
Put a big candelabra.
Okay.
You want to hear a great story?
Yeah.
No.
I love Scott. I love Scott.
I know it's not going to be great
I love
for me.
Scott to death, man. I love this guy. So we're doing Chambersburg, Pennsylvania next Friday night, the comedy thing, okay?
Comedy.
Orchards, by the way.
I'm not doing comedy.
Anyway, so it's a far ride. So to come back the same night is crazy.
Right.
So we're going to come back in the morning. So they're going to give us a hotel room to stay at.
Funny already.
So he goes, where are we staying? So I go, I don't know, we're staying in some shit motel called the Desert Inn.
Right.
Gets on the computer yesterday.
I want to know where it is so I can get there.
Gets on the computer yesterday.
There's no Desert Inn.
He's searching everywhere for this fucking place. Now, Chambersburg, I mean, how big could it be?
It's on the computer. You should be working, but go ahead.
But there's 14 hotels in Chambersburg, believe it or not.
Right.
But there's no Desert Inn.
Right.
Because Desert Inn doesn't fucking exist. I made it up in my head.
Right.
You know? And he's searching, and he's
Let's see, Las Vegas?
He's
No.
going to Shule. He goes, Shule, where is this
He's
fucking
such an
place?
asshole. You know that? Yeah, I just give him a nice gig and extra money, and he's got to fucking rip me an a-hole. Stop it. Well, we're not doing anything at Harrah's. You're done.
Why are you on the computer looking for Desert Inn when you're here?
Come on.
That's my problem. What do you mean, come on? I'm serious.
He's got other gigs there.
Yeah, I'm busy.
You got to get you working,
I am
man.
working.
It was
believe
during
me,
the
I'm working.
breakfast hour.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
working.
His
I'm working.
breakfast hour.
I'm working.
All right.
Plenty working.
Let me look for Desert Inn here.
I see nothing of that nature.
He goes, I don't see it here. I go, dude, it's a shit motel. You think they're going to have a website?
Yeah, but the problem is you're giving him phony hotels, and he's got to work.
I know. It was for like 5 minutes, that's all.
I am working.
Someone told me you made your intern look up Desert Inn, too.
I didn't make her, no.
She
I
was
didn't make
trying to
her
help
do it.
because you were freaking out?
Oh, I didn't make her do it.
She brought...
If you didn't make her, then why did she do it?
She has a computer. She just heard the conversation that I said I can't find one, and she decided to search for it. I didn't make her do it.
And then she brought up a picture of the town also. It was fucking great. And he's looking for the Desert Inn.
I only see bed and breakfasts, the Holiday Inn
There's
Express.
14 hotels in that little town, man.
Where will I be staying?
Recommended to be clean and the staff to be polite.
Please instruct the staff I'll be arriving.
And I want the breakfast to have a conglomerate of freshness.
Hey, did you hear that Ganji's not allowed to go with us to Rick's this weekend?
Why?
Why?
Because they put a kibosh on him going.
Who did? On Demand?
I guess so.
So
Budget?
who's going with you?
Richie Wilson and Chris Costa.
Who put the kibosh?
I
Doug
don't
Goodstein?
know. I don't know.
Oh, God, Ganji lives for that.
Yeah, he was all upset. But he goes to me yesterday, he goes, well, if I really wanted to go, I could make it happen, but I'm not going to push the issue.
So who told him no?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Boy, that's mysterious. Doug, what's going on with that?
Doug's not in, and nobody seems to know why Ganji can't go.
Who forbids that? I mean, I'm thrilled. I mean, I don't think Ganji should go.
So, Greg here is telling me that it was self-imposed by Ganji.
Really?
Why?
Because you gave him such a hard time, you're probably ashamed to go.
Yeah, you know what? You know why Ganji pisses me off? Because he's creepy. Like everything that has to do with a chick, he's in on. For a while, he had to pre-interview the Miss Howard TVs, and I said, Ganji, it's not necessary. Will's going to pre-interview him, and he goes, well, no, I'll handle it myself.
Well, you killed that for him too.
Yeah, I know.
You're
but I go,
ruining all his fun.
But I said, but why do two guys need to why do I have to have two guys doing that? And why is the only guest that we have? I've had, Tatum O'Neal was here yesterday. One guy interviewed her. How come two guys didn't? You know what I mean? It was like insane what was going on here. And then Doug had to shoot her pictures personally.
Right.
Like, what was that about? So I said to these guys, listen, come clean. Is this something you want to do because you're horny? Oh, no. I'm way too busy. I don't even want to be pre-interviewing them. And Doug's like, no. I just thought I'd help out with some very attractive pictures. I go, but Jason takes the pictures. I already got someone doing that. I don't need double coverage on this stuff. Don't you? I thought you guys are so busy. We have such little budget. If you're too busy to do everything else, then how can you be busy with this?
Yeah. Why is this taking up so much time and so many other people who work there?
It's like when I say to Scott, how can you not be doing this? You're looking up the Desert Inn. I mean, really?
I multitask.
Okay, that's all right.
I multitask. There is work going on.
So, and Ganji was just like being like, I didn't even realize these very hot girls were even girls. I mean, I didn't even notice them. So I knew he was being a bullshit artist. By the way, where is Doug and where's Ganji? It's almost 8 a.m.
Well, they're pissed that they don't get to do these things.
Ganji doesn't come in every day.
Ganji doesn't come.
And
He
I don't
goes.
know
He
where
works.
Doug is.
There's no hot chicks booked on the
That's
show.
right.
That's what they're saying, because you know what? Will was pointing out to me that Ganji, he's in for some stuff. Like yesterday, he was the guy holding the mic when the Playboy Playmate of the Year was doing the armpit sniffing.
Yeah, like how did Ganji show up here for that? Now that you say that, when we had the Playboy Playmate of the Year, all of a sudden he's here.
And by the way, did you notice he tried to get online to get sniffed?
Did you notice I blocked it?
I did notice that.
Because you know what? No one cares about Ganji. I had a choice. We were at the end of that armpit sniffing bit.
Yes.
And I'm looking it over. Like, Benji's there, who's way funnier than Ganji.
And Ganji's in front of
And
him.
Ganji's in front of him. He's in line to get close to the Playboy Playmate. And I went, what the fuck? So I give him a hand sign. Out. Benji, go up and get your armpit smelled. I'm gonna sit and waste time with Ganji. What if she likes my armpit? Now I'm going out with her.
I asked him why. He came in. He came walking in about 7:15 yesterday, and I go, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "Well, I have to help out with the Playmate. The Playmate segment."
What? But he
The
doesn't.
Playmate segment?
Yeah.
Really?
What's different about the Playmate segment than
Nothing.
any other segment we do?
He is such a fucking horny motherfucker.
Hey, can you blame him?
I know. Well, he probably figured blindfold. If she doesn't see him, maybe she'll go out with him. Don't take off your blindfold.
He's such a good guy, though. He really is.
Hey, Ganji's a nice kid.
Yeah, you don't have breasts.
Yeah. Ganji's a nice kid when he's not sending porn tapes to your kid's
Yeah.
teacher.
That
Went over great.
He had hair then, though.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let Steve finish his report, boys.
All
Thank you. I don't know how we got off on a tangent.
Rick's tonight
All
in
right.
Indianapolis.
All right, Ronnie. Very busy schedule. I barely get him to drive me anymore. It's busy.
You're a lucky man. Look at who's driving you.
And I'm not so lucky because I'm going to be driving him soon. I think he resents driving me. That he's a big superstar. Anything else?
Also today, Sal and Richard heading west to entertain fun-famished fans in Hollywood this Saturday. But they won't be doing a show, they say. A meet and greet at Club Bardot on Vine. Though you might never know this from looking at the club's website, which doesn't seem to mention the Sal and Richard show this Saturday. Stern News, 877-8100-TIP or email. Howard100news at SiriusXM.com.
All right. Thank you.
Steve Langford.
That last report was very puzzling.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Steve will get more details.
You're really sort of taking off right now.
Okay.
You've got an agent or an agency working for you.
Okay.
You've got six-figure in Twitter followers. You've reached 6 figures in Twitter followers.
Okay.
You've got possibly 2 shows in development right now.
Okay. So far, you're on the right track.
As Tim would say, this is a whirlwind.
It's a whirlwind.
Or whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
What's this like for you?
I'm on a whirlwind tour, man.
Are you on a personal high right now? No, like when you leave here, are you like, wow, I can't believe all this stuff is happening to me?
Yeah, but I don't believe it's happening till it happens. Okay, so like with the TV things, I don't believe it happens until I'm there doing it. Okay, or I sign some kind of paper saying you're going to do this. So I don't count my chickens before they hatch. You know what I'm saying?
Short of actually becoming Howard's personal driver and security and all that, is this the most magical limo ride you've ever been on?
Yeah, it's all because of him too. I mean, not that I'm, trying to kiss ass or anything, but it's the truth. I mean, this wouldn't happen if I wasn't here. He made me where I, made me a star, kind of.
Now, with your buddy in the background there, what advice do you have for him? Because he can't seem to find his niche recently. Like, he doesn't know what to do at these gigs. He's feeling a little uncomfortable.
First of all, I would stop looking for the Desert Inn, number one, because it doesn't exist. Second of all, hey, you just got to keep plugging at it, man. You got to, get out there on Twitter, man, like I did. Get out there and start putting crazy shit up. You know, every day. I'm on there every day. I never miss a day I put stuff up. And, you know, even if it's stupid, which most of it is.
What would your ideal gig consist of? What would you be doing ideally? What in a perfect world?
Turn around, I'll show you.
Come on, in all seriousness.
I like Greg, the generic cameraman, #1 at my gigs.
No, but what would these gigs, what would your role be? Because
My role?
You don't feel comfortable in some of the things you've done recently.
We've been trying to figure that out. I'm a DJ, but in these things, it's not really called for. It doesn't call for a DJ. There's no equipment. I use my fucking phone. Get it? I use a little phone. It's a goof. But they were bitching that it was boring, so I wanted to try and figure out something else that we could do that would be better for the people. I want to make sure the people have a good time.
And you, sir, seem like the ambassador of fun.
Oh, you've been to my gigs.
I had a blast.
Yeah, right? Did you not have the best time of your life?
Second best, but yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Second best. I mean, yeah, we aim to please.
Hey, what's up? Dane Cook, and I'm here on Howard TV to talk about my show at Madison Square Garden.
Dane, you're a big fan, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah, this is your first time on the show. You nervous?
First time.
You nervous? Excited? What do you expect?
Not really nervous. I don't know what to expect because it's Howard, so you never know what to expect. But that's kind of good. That's good. That's where the good stuff is, when you're a little scared.
Yeah, a little bit?
Actually, no. Not really.
All right, so you're going to have a good time today, right?
After you've been in front of 20,000 people, everything else is a little bit more relaxing.
Dane Cook is promoting his Dane Cook and Friends tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the New York Comedy Festival. This guy's on fire.
He's the man.
It's at the Garden.
You're smaller than I thought you were.
It's at the Garden tomorrow night.
Oh,
wow.
I mean, Dane Cook, where did you say it was going to be?
At the New
Comedy
York...
Cellar?
No, at the New York Comedy Festival. Hey, Dane, nice to see you.
What's going on, Howard?
What's
Good to see you.
man? You know, I guess it's kind of legendary in the comedy community that you, of course, built your following on the Internet. You successfully figured out how to harness the power of the Internet.
I did.
When you're an unknown comic, when you're a guy just coming up, how do you get your word out that you have this website and people should follow you? I don't even understand how you pulled it off.
I was, like most people, masturbating violently 23 hours a day.
Right.
Violently. Yeah, violently masturbating.
Like you were angry at your penis. That's right.
Angry at my career.
Right.
Actually.
How old were you at this point? When you were really angry at your career, you've been trying comedy, it wasn't going well.
Well, this is 20 years, this New Year's Eve, and so I was like 27.
Right, and it's getting to the point where you go, like 30 is a weird age to still be doing comedy and not get anywhere.
I'm like college act, and I'm getting a little bit too old to, do the same kind of thing. So I just started sending out like links to my skits and stuff like that online,
right.
And it became like my thing. I'd spend half the day playing video games and the other half just emailing links and trying to figure out who my fans were online.
And were people like your parents saying to you, this is a waste of time? Were they at the point where they said, listen, you're sitting
at home.
still
living at home?
With links, you're making links, and because sometimes I see people with links, and you go, boy, asshole, you're making links. Why don't you get out and work? But it worked for you. You got a following. How many people were on your website?
Like at one point, it was like when MySpace was at its absolute peak. It was like 2.5 million followers,
wow.
and then like 1 million hits on my personal website. It was almost scary, to be honest. It was a little bit like, oh, I have to kind of live up to this.
Right. It became an obligation.
Yeah.
And in fact, what was on the website that was so compelling? You did some skits and you'd post it.
I do a lot of ribbon dancing, and so I would do the ribbon techniques.
Right.
And just anything non-comedic.
Would you record this yourself with your own video camera?
I did. I would do like local sets at down in the Village or the Laugh Factory in L.A. And I would just post anything. I would just post even if it was an unfinished joke, or I would just sit in front of my computer and do like little webcam chats. But I had no fans at the time. At first, it was like
it was obnoxious.
10 people. Yeah, it was obnoxious, and 10 people that I knew their names.
Right.
And I would just, talk to the same 10 people, and I watched it go like 10, 20, 40, 80.
Wow.
Until finally it was, arenas, and it's been a wild ride, man.
Right. It's a wild ride, and
but still masturbating violently. I still find the time.
Do you not have a girlfriend?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
What does she do? She in show business?
She is a singer. She sings, yeah.
And there's a steady relationship. Were the rumors that you were with Jessica Simpson are just merely
Just
a rumor?
rumors?
I mean, usually where there's smoke, there's fire. You went out with her, right?
Little dalliances here and there. But
I would love to bang her.
But
I mean, as a guy who masturbates a lot too, that's a hot girl. I mean,
she was beautiful.
Beautiful girl. Why
and
didn't
that also has to be some kind of a craziness, because here you were 27 sitting in your room, and now you're with Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, I used to masturbate violently to her.
Right, and now you're with her. I've actually had that happen.
Yeah?
Where I masturbated to someone, and then I met him, and I got to bang him.
I would watch Newlyweds and just hold my hand over Nick.
But also, that didn't work out, though. She wasn't a girl that you could stay in a long-term relationship with.
No. And plus, I was, not to bum out, but it was like, my mom was really sick. I was making that movie. My mom was got cancer, and so it was like, if I wasn't on set, I was, taking care of my family. So
bad timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Is your mom still alive?
No, she passed away.
From cancer?
From the masturbating violently. It's a really strange thing that...
But at least she got to see that you made it.
She did.
I mean, she saw you in your room making video links and links to your website. And,
absolutely.
And this was not... Your father's still alive?
My dad... I lost my mom and dad to cancer within 9 months of each other. Both of them got cancer. Oh. That same year that everything kind of blew up, and everybody was like the white hot spotlight, I was like at home, taking care of my folks. And so it was weird, man. It was a weird time.
Terrible
but they
timing.
both got to see it.
But terrible timing on your parents' part. True?
Yeah, I blame them entirely.
Yeah, I mean...
schedule your cancer deaths.
You finally hit it. Everything's coming into fruition.
Yeah.
The whole plan is working.
They ganged
and the
up on
two of
me.
them, there they are, burning
they were in cahoots.
See, my father had the decency to die when I was a complete loser.
Right. So you had a lot of time to devote to him.
He wanted to go.
I mean, you've been linked to beautiful women.
True.
Kate Hudson, I think. No, Katie Holmes.
No,
was it Kate Hudson?
Kate Hudson.
Kate
did a
Hudson.
film with Kate Hudson. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's weird to do a film with a girl. You do fall in love in a sense when you get to do these films with people, and then I guess when you get off set, it's a whole different reality.
Yeah, it's what are they? A location ship sometimes.
Right, because you're in a movie together. Everything you're being catered to, and
you have makeup on. You look great.
Right, and you're working together, and you rehearse, and and suddenly you're banging Kate Hudson. Jesus Christ.
Not actually banging, but pantomime banging, yes.
You never banged her?
No.
Never?
No, she had a boyfriend at the time.
Oh,
and we were
so
just actually buddies.
It was not a romance?
Yeah, no, there was really no.
Jessica Simpson was a romance.
That was just kind of like hanging out.
Little pork in here and there. Everybody's having a good time.
I wouldn't say pork and maybe beans.
Pork and beans. All right. The movie I liked that you did was Mr. Brooks. I love that film. Good film. Did that film do well commercially?
I think it made enough money to pay me.
So why didn't that movie do well? It was you and Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I think it was one of his best roles.
Yeah.
He plays this insane, and you play an insane guy, and it's really, I'm always looking for good movies to watch, and that's one of those surprises.
And the other person in it is Demi Moore.
Right. You rent it on DVD, and you go, man, this is a good movie. Why didn't I see this in the theater? Was it poor marketing? What the hell happened?
I don't really. Yeah,
Did you have Video Link?
It was a low budget. It was definitely a low budget film, and when we made it, it was like, okay, we're going to hope that when this thing, finally hits, that it goes wide. But you do these things and you just don't know. It's not like stand up. I can control that. I can go out. I know what I'm going to present. And your writer, director, sometimes bouncer, Artie will tell you that. You're doing everything. You do a movie, and then when it's done, you're like, I don't even know what's going to happen.
Did you ever write a movie?
I did, yeah.
Did you get to produce it and put
did.
it out there?
Oh, I did some short film stuff, but nothing.
Are you frustrated with the scripts you get in the sense that you're like, well, I'm at the mercy of some screenwriter? I would think you would take the matter into your own hands the way you did your stand-up career.
Yeah. No, I did a few, comedies that were, that were decent, but more like highlight good. There's moments in them. Right. But as a whole, that's why I'm writing my own stuff now, and we'll see what happens.
Were you popular as a kid in high school?
No, absolutely.
Were you loser-ish?
Loser-ish, very introverted, panic attack. I used to have a tree called the throw-up tree on the way to school. And if I could make it past the throw-up, which I never could, I'd be frozen. My hands would be tingling because the thought of being around people was just horrifying.
You're antisocial in a way.
I'm pretty shy.
You are shy. Were you the type? Did you get laid in high school at all?
Never.
No. No girls looked at you.
I did finally lose my virginity in high school, but to my first girlfriend. But she was homely.
And she acted like she was doing you a favor.
But she was homely now, but she was hot then because I was very homely and zits and
Did you go to college?
No, I did not.
You did not go to college.
No,
you went out to make your career happen.
Stand up in 1990 and never went to college. High school, and that's it.
And isn't that funny, though, that you wound up entertaining college kids?
Well, the best thing is when I would do the colleges and I would walk in and then like a teacher or some staff guy would be like, you're here for the show? And I'd be like, I am the show.
Did you start to get laid as you became a stand-up comic?
Oh, yeah.
And then the girls started to take notice of you?
Oh, yeah. Like 22 to 28 was legendary for me.
Really? Famous chicks, too?
Just kind of,
famous
no,
and
not really at the time.
But really
like
hot.
Like C-listers at the time.
Yeah, but hot chicks who wanted to be famous.
Yeah, like Soleil Moon Frye's assistant.
Right. That type. Not that you had Soleil Moon Frye's assistant, but that type.
Right. Somebody like her.
Somebody like her.
I've seen her. She's hot, that assistant.
Right. And sometimes two at a time. Did you orgy at all? Was that part of the legend, so to speak?
In Reno, I did that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And how many girls were in the room with you at that time in Reno?
I did. It was my first threesome.
Threesome?
Ever. Yeah.
And you knew how to handle it?
Oh, I was overwhelmed, Howard.
Shoot your load rather rapidly?
I think I knew it was going to happen, so I jerked off a couple of hours early
just like me.
Yeah.
Well, just like every guy. Two.
I did it just like you, too.
Two girls at the same time. Did they know each other? The girls?
Yes.
How did they know each other?
They were like
prison,
like a men's club.
Prison.
And prison.
Yeah, it was like they knew each other. You met them somewhere doing a show kind of thing, and they said, "Hey, let's go back to your room and party." And before you know it, they're naked. They're in your bed.
Yeah.
And now, I guess one's handling your penis, the other one's kissing you.
Yeah, I've got like Joey Lawrence hair at the time.
Wow.
I had this huge, like Lethal Weapon mullet, just big hair.
Does a time come where it goes to your head that you start to think you're even better than you are? Like that you're a superstar, you're God,
No.
Were you humble always?
Yeah.
You were. You were pretty.
Probably to a fault. I should probably be a little bit more cocky about it.
Embracing your success.
Yeah.
But you had terrible tragedy. For not only your parents dying within 9 months of each other, but even worse, you got ripped off financially. And I guess the case is still going on.
I know. I can't talk too much about it.
Can I tell people what I'm talking about here?
Please.
Okay. You had a business manager who was your stepbrother or half brother?
Yeah, half. Yep.
Half brother. In other words, this was your father's second family.
My mom's. Yeah. My mom's ex-husband's son's brothers. Something.
You were close to him growing up?
Oh yeah.
You made him your manager.
Made him
manager.
Bookkeeper.
Made him your bookkeeper.
Yeah.
You're accusing him, I guess, of stealing millions of dollars from you. Millions. 3 million or something like that? Is that the right number? Up.
Yeah.
So, is it 11 million?
It's dancing around that number. Sure.
Oh, God. Oh,
listen,
does that hurt?
I got to tell you something. First of all,
yeah.
You hear the number $11 million. In order to realize $11 million, you got to make a lot of money.
You got to make 22.
And I think you seem like a pretty grounded guy.
Yeah.
In show business, it's fleeting. You never know how hot you're going to be forever.
That was the nest egg.
That was it. Once you have this $11 million, it gives you a certain creative freedom.
Yes.
A freedom in life. You can afford a home. Because stand-up comics, for the most part, don't make it.
Oh, yeah.
You beat the odds and you made it and you acquired this $11 million.
Absolutely.
How does he get $11 million? I
don't know, man. I still don't know the answers.
You weren't watching the books.
Well, he was my brother.
Right. So how did you come to find out that this has got to be incredibly painful? Because he's the one person you want to be able to trust.
That's the thing is, I can't really talk too much about it because I still don't know. He's in jail, and until the trial, I don't know the answers. It's still a mystery to me.
Right. Will you have to testify?
I'm sure when it finally comes to pass.
Has he written you and said, "Listen, please let me out of this"?
No.
He's not even
Somebody
talking.
I talk to pretty much every day of my life.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And
God.
then
Somebody you talk
How did
to.
you discover
You know when you
it?
watch like a 48 Hours, like those were my favorite shows, you know,
Yes.
and I used to watch those shows about people like Double Life and be like, almost kind of like, wow, that'd be kind of interesting to have that happen. Like it was almost so fascinating. Be like, wouldn't that be cool to have? I always wanted my family to have a deep, dark secret. I was like, that'd be great to, or live in a house that has like a ghost child running around, you know, like murdering people. Just something crazy.
You probably told your brother this.
I probably did.
You get a morbid
That's going to be his
curiosity.
defense.
Yes.
I was just trying to make your fancy come true. So in all seriousness,
But
I
how
think,
did you
I mean,
discover it? I mean, when did you know that you were ripped off?
It all happened literally within, like, at Thanksgiving of last year. Life was just hunky dory, and you know, coming off, you know, my parents and all this stuff that had happened, and starting a new tour, and then within a few days, everything just completely.
Hey, did you see
turned
the
around.
$11 million I had hanging around here?
Is it true that you hired a business manager who then uncovered this, who figured out for you that a lot of money is unaccounted for?
I can't really answer it because I don't know. I mean, I did hire a new business manager, but they didn't really discover. It was just something that kind of happened through a course of a few days. Just like absolutely everything I thought about this person was, you know, I guess I should say allegedly different. But, you know, when it's over, I come back and tell you.
No, understood. I feel for you
story.
because I imagine there's not too many people in life you can really trust and say, you know what, I trust this person with my life,
And
my
isn't
money.
it great to take a family member along for the ride and to be able to
Well, the thing is,
share everything with them?
he was a corrections officer.
Right.
And he was even almost like killed by an inmate. And I went to him and said, because he has a son, I was like, I want you to, you know, I don't want your son worrying about his dad. And so I'm going to double time it. I'm going to go on the road, and I want you to come work with me. And so it was like, this guy was a corrections officer. I hired him to, you know, protect my money, not help it escape.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what a nice thought, too. You're saying, listen, I'm worried about you. Let me take you out of your life where you could get killed. And it's a beautiful thought. And do you feel like not only betrayal, but do you feel like a dupe? I mean, it's the worst.
Look, it was like an anvil to the head, but I'm one of those people, man, that just, what's next? I'm on to the next thing. I want to wrap it up. I want the truth to, you know, come out.
Surface, and that's it.
And then,
is the money gone, or does he have it somewhere? Is there a chance that you could recover it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, the Attorney General and people they allude to things, but I can't know much. It's a family case, so I can't.
Has it split the family?
No.
It hasn't split the
I have
family?
5 sisters, and everybody is like, they know what I'm
Horrified.
about, and everybody's just like, they can't believe this guy.
If he is convicted, how far would the sentencing go? How long?
I don't know,
could
because
he-
it's a state case, so it's like, I know that's different from if it was a federal level, but yeah.
Sometimes
man.
you get more time for that than murder itself because we value property.
I'm learning as I go, but it's been it's been a wild year to say the least.
I'm sorry about that. I mean, that's got to be really, really awful. I mean, to lose your parents in one year and then have your brother allegedly do this to you is unbelievable.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did you ever feel any guilt putting him in jail or none whatsoever?
No, I'm one of those people. It's like if you karma gets you, and whatever you put out there is going to come back.
How is it you've never had a drink of alcohol in your life? Are you not curious to at least see what this is all about, or what's going on here?
I look at Artie and I feel like he's like me in another dimension.
Right, you're the opposite.
Way out.
Right. No, but seriously, how do you never have a drink of alcohol, or you've never tried a drug?
Never.
Never smoked weed?
Nothing.
I mean, it almost points out what you say. You were such an introvert and sort of, let's say, nerdy in high school that maybe you never were part of that scene.
Okay,
but sometimes that's how people loosen up.
Yeah,
that's
true.
But here's the thing: is I knew even when I was like, my best friend in school was like, he was like the biggest. He was drinking Jaeger before classes, and he was getting stoned. We were like Goofus and Gallant. It was like I was like the Halo guy, and he was, and. He, and so we were buddies, and but I'm like one of those people. I'm not competitive outwardly, but I'm really competitive with myself. And if I did coke, I would have to be the most coked guy in the room.
Right. You'd want to be the best coach guy
Golden
in the
God
world, right.
on the roof.
So, in other words, your personality is such that even if you drank, you would become an alcoholic.
If I do something,
it.
I take it all the way to insanely ridiculous levels.
So there's no moderation, and there's no way you fear in a way taking a drink.
I don't fear it. No, I think I'm going to wait. I'm like 50 and just do heroin and meth and everything. Just rock it out.
I don't know. I don't think so. So, but yet you seem like a very grounded, very focused guy.
Sure.
And then I hear that when you were doing a stand-up somewhere, you got heckled and you jumped off the stage and beat the guy over the head with a microphone. Is that true?
I got in a little bit of a fisticuffs years ago outside Nashville with a guy. But I didn't just jump off
to react.
You don't understand.
What happened?
Really, how pissed you can get at those people.
What happened?
You do a lot of gigs and crappy Chinese food restaurants that they turn into comedy clubs when you're coming up. And
it's got to be depressing.
The guy threw a Buddha mug at me, or something. Something came out of nowhere, and then
he threw something.
Yeah.
He threw something at me. It might have been like a spare rib, or I don't know what it was, but
Right.
I saw some debris come through the spotlight there, and then I said something about his girl. I went right after his girlfriend because she was just yammering and fucking obnoxious. So. And then
nightmare couple.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna kick your ass in front of everybody, and the rest of the crowd got Thunderdome. They were like, we want to see it. Yeah. Do it, kick his ass. And so they were egging me on, and that old thing, one time I was in high school, I didn't like to fight. I was so scared, and these bullies forced me to fight another kid who was also a pussy. Two pussies fighting each other in the schoolyard. And we're literally both hitting and being like, "Are you all right?" We're crying
Oh my God, such a gladiator.
Are you all right?
Like the
it was like Sean Penn and Bad Boys.
feeding the Romans to the. Well, go ahead. So
I ended up getting in this this physical confrontation with an audience member, and
wow. And did you kick his ass?
No, he kind of kicked my ass.
Yeah, how hard?
But I did get a good shot in with the mic, and it did that nice feedback sound.
But you were brave.
I did. I had to, stand up for myself because it was, you can't have a spare rib thrown at you during a show and not.
Now get back to this financial thing for one more question. Because I forgot to. Do you now have money, or are you bankrupt?
No, I have money.
You have money.
Yeah. I mean, I continued to tour even beginning, before that happened, and then throughout. So it's. I've been pretty blessed that I have great fans, and
yeah, sure,
I'm in a good spot.
It. I mean, it's unbelievable. What do you think of comics who are working? And is there a certain age they should give it up, hang it up,
if they're not making
if
it?
a guy hits 50 years old.
I was doing gigs, Howard, with Rodney. I used to host for Rodney at the Laugh Factory, before he passed away.
Sure.
Still, when he would come in with an earpiece on, and his girl would sit up in the balcony and are you gonna go into the thing about the your wife and the sexual she would feed them the lines, and
really
he was still killing. He would kill. Rodney would kill, and he would do that thing too. It was it shows you how comics were all a little insecure and fucked up. He would come in, I would host, and he would always do this thing, Rodney, where I would have to say, ladies and gentlemen, we have a legend here, Rodney Dangerfield, and Rodney would stand up, and he would do this, and I would say, Rodney, would you come up for a minute? Would you come up?
And so it was all planned.
Yeah, he had to have this. And he'd say, no, and I would have to say to the crowd, do you guys want to see Rodney? And they would go, yeah, and Rodney would kind of do his thing, and then come, Rodney, you're gonna, and I was making him come up, but every time.
Did he need that because he wanted it to seem spontaneous, that all of a sudden he just came up and blew away the crowd, or did he want it because he didn't really want to be in a small club and he was just doing everyone a favor?
I think it's that thing where I know if you don't do stand up for a little bit, not only do you get you feel like a newbie all over again, but you just feel do they care, or they get this.
Rodney was insecure to the day he died.
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow, isn't that something? With all of his success.
Yeah, man.
And all the
but
movies
I believe
and
you can
everything.
do stand up until you're
Why is it important to you as a stand-up comedy guy to? I see guys do this. You beat Dave Chappelle's record of staying on stage for over 6 hours. There seems to be some sort of longevity.
What is the reason for that record?
Yeah, why do you need to do that? I don't understand what the thing is there.
It really wasn't. It was a local. It's not a world record. I think some dude in Europe, stayed on stage for like 9 days or some shit.
You were on 7 hours. You did 7 hours straight on stage.
I did.
Is that hard for the audience? I mean, I don't care who you. I don't care if you're Steve Martin. I mean, it's 7 hours on stage.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Why did you do it?
Because it was okay. There was a record at the Laugh Factory that Pryor had set like 3 hours 50 minutes, and then I had done like 4.5 hours years ago, and then Chappelle came and was like, "Man, I'm gonna break that Dane Cook's record, man. Give me the mic." And so he went up, and he did 6.5 hours. But if you know Dave, like 4 hours of it was like lighting a cigarette.
Yeah. He moves, got a slow pace.
And deliberate.
Moving a stool for.
Right.
Dave's got like, "Man, I'm gonna move the stool, man. Blow a smoke ring, man."
It's a good bit.
So when you're growing up, who is the person that inspired you?
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, right?
That was the comedy album that I held on to, and my sister saw him at Madison Square Garden, and I remember the night she came home, I was 14, 15, and she said, "I just saw this guy, Dane, and he stood on stage," and she told me that he did this, 20,000 people, and I said, "I'm going to play Madison Square Garden someday."
Was anybody in your family a comic, or where do you get that from?
Everybody was kind of funny.
Right.
Yeah.
But it
either
takes
funny
balls,
or stealing money.
But it takes right. But it takes balls, which is funny if you're not the guy getting stolen from. Well, I mean, it does take balls to get up on stage that first time. Were you horrible the first time you got up?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The first few years are just absolutely, cringeworthy when you kind of watch it back. But yeah.
I feel like a lot of comedians are jealous of you. I think maybe it's the internet thing and the tremendous success with playing stadiums, right? Joe Rogan accused you of stealing his material. Do you get that a lot? Do you feel that's out of jealousy, or do you feel there's some legitimate claim there?
No, I don't. It's definitely not legitimate claim. But the thing is about it, it's tough to talk about from the perspective of a person. You're the perfect example. You start to get the success, and then there's the same people that were once saying you're the shit, you're the next big thing. Every DJ for a couple of years was like playing my bits and touting me, and I knew I was already in like the
fetal position.
Like, I'm gonna get smashed.
Rolling Stone magazine called you like the up and coming great comedian of all time, and then the following year when you had your success,
like the following week,
the following week said you were a piece of shit and you don't deserve any success.
Oh, that's
nice.
Are they nice?
I know.
But you know what? But I know that feeling because
that's a turnaround.
I've been on the cover of Rolling Stone twice. The cover of Rolling Stone was a big deal to me.
Of course.
And then I remember when we started on satellite, after our first show, the guy wrote a review and said that we were the worst thing ever. We were great until then, and then we got on satellite, we were terrible. And it upset me, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're I love comics. I respect comedy, the art of comedy. It's all I ever wanted to do since I was a kid. So when people that you respect especially are the ones kind of slinging at you, it's confusing,
right?
If anything else, but I never really responded to it because it's just superfluous, and you're not a thief a little bit. You're a thief entirely, or you're not. And if you look at everything I've done, you can clearly see that these are my ideas, and I don't know.
Right.
People say what they're going to say, man.
That's right, but you don't let it bother you.
But
you are an angry guy. I'm
an angry guy.
You have a couple of incidents which are very interesting.
I
here.
do?
Yes. It says here, according to the New York Post, Dane was once kicked out of Smith & Wollensky's steakhouse for being too difficult.
Absolutely
According
not
to an
true.
employee, Dane's assistant ordered for him. He got a steak and sent it back 3 times. The chef was furious. Eventually, we told him enough is enough, and they threw you out of Smith & Wollensky.
That is not true. It's the chicken parmesan, those douchebags. No, that's absolutely not true. I laughed when I read that. Not true at all.
So, in other words, there's no fact there at all.
I've never been kicked out of any restaurant my entire life.
That was Sam Cooke.
I said this earlier this morning. The Post once wrote that I bought a stripper at Scores, a brand new car or Mercedes or something.
But when you're famous, you have to actually ask yourself, is somebody impersonating me out there and doing these things?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of...
But when I read that, I'm like, okay, not only is it a slow news day, but they're like, let's make up some real boring slow news. It's like, pick an A-lister to lie about.
As of June 2007, Dane was single. Then he dated Costa Rican singer Raquel Houghton.
Yeah,
that sounds hot to me.
She's beautiful. I'm with her now. I'm back with Raquel Houghton.
Are you living with her?
Girlfriend?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And she sings.
She sings. Except she just had a tonsillectomy that went wrong.
Yeah.
And she was hemorrhaging and bleeding, and she's not singing right now.
But she will be able to again?
Yes.
Tonsillectomy.
Yeah.
What got caught in her throat? This is a hot chick. Are we marrying this one, or is no way you'll ever get married? Because
I don't know. I don't know what I feel about marriage entirely. But
you in love with her?
Yeah, she's
You're
cool.
in love.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
That must be awfully good what you're getting over there.
I don't masturbate violently anymore.
I got to see a picture of this chick.
I masturbate lovingly.
Young chick? How old are we talking about?
17.
17,
No.
nice. From Costa Rica. Those are impressionable girls.
Oh,
those
she's
Costa
beautiful.
Ricans.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. You met the family?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is the greatest. 2008. Jessica Alba, I guess you worked with her on a movie.
I did.
Hot chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
No interest in her?
Oh, yeah. She was, but she had a boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
No chance for romance.
No.
She says, and this is what I would do on a film. She says that you purposely did a lot of extra love scenes and nude scenes with girls in order to, mess around with the girls.
Oh, my goodness.
Purposely the nude scenes.
Jessica Alba accused you.
I purposely wrote nude scenes.
Just
accused
undressed.
you and other cast members of tricking female extras into shooting unnecessary sex scenes for their own enjoyment on the set of Good Luck Chuck.
Yeah, this sounds legitimate.
Now, why would she say? Did you get along with her when you made the movie?
Oh, yeah. She's cool people.
Did you ever call her up and say, "Why are you saying this about me?"
I did.
So what did she say?
She said she wrote me an email back saying, things are misconstrued and the entire thing wasn't quoted. And I'm like, what was the beginning or ending of that quote? Hey, watch me be ironic. Hey, I'm about to go into Bizarro world for a minute. Let's.
I mean, if you were going to do that, do the scenes with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about what.
I mean, because that seems kind of, seems kind of sleazy, and it's a really damaging accusation. I think.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, who would do that?
It continues to show up in print every time you want to do an interview.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing is, all this, that's what's really interesting is like everything sticks on the internet. Everything is fresh news, like even the Joe Rogan, like I have nothing with Joe or even like Louis C.K., like we worked all that stuff out.
Louis C.K. was another comedian who gave you shit and said you ripped off material.
Yes.
And you called him and you said, look, here's what I'm doing.
I wrote him a passionate email, just talking about everything, putting it out there. He wrote me back, and, we were sitting on a couch a year later at Comics Come Home. Good set.
But you're right. The internet,
fans get in, and they like...
The internet, the very thing that helped your career, can also hurt it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean that the Jessica Alba thing? I don't think I would have let her off the hook for that because that's not cool. That I don't like.
Really creepy.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, how can you take that in stride?
Because
if somebody said that about me, I'd be really hurt. I really would.
I know, but Howard, if you kept everything that everybody said about you on your mind, you would.
But wait a second. Here's a woman you worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, you develop a certain respect for each other,
right.
I assume.
But she said 10 other really wonderful things, or during junkets, she said amazing things too. So I don't know. Maybe she was having a bad period.
I don't know. But to say, hey, Dane was doing unnecessary sex scenes, it was pornography.
Well, I did. I like I said, I reached out and I said I thought that was uncalled for, and why would you?
I think she should issue a retraction. What do you think of that?
Well, she did to me.
Yeah, great. This I like about you. You say that you have incredible phone sex skills. What are you talking about here? Because I'm bad at this phone sex.
Yeah.
You're saying because you're on the road with your comedy all the time.
Sure.
Not Jessica Alba, the Costa Rican. She's away from you, I guess.
Yeah.
She doesn't travel with you all the time.
Right.
You call her up and you begin this phone sex.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you're able to beat off with her saying dirty things
How
to
do
you.
you initiate?
I think that's so hot. What's the
How
matter?
do you-
Oh, let me see a picture. Here's a picture of your girlfriend I've never seen.
And then you can start.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Look at this. From not getting laid in high school. Wait,
I
Arnie?
know.
Let me see.
Robin?
I think I might have seen a picture of her somewhere. But
Hold
let me
it
see
a
if it's the
second.
same one.
This might be one of the hottest chicks on the planet. Look at that.
Yeah.
And those are real boobs, right?
Yes.
Look at this. And look at
For
this.
now. For now.
Robin,
What?
you'll go gay.
Wow.
She's hot.
She's lovely.
The only thing bad about
Well,
this
I'm
picture is
happy for you.
the only thing bad about this picture is the Red Sox hat. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Red Sox hat.
No, that's a looker.
You can't see that, huh, Robin?
No,
Yeah.
I can't.
Boy, I
Yep.
like her.
I look forward to ruining this relationship.
Will you ruin it?
No. But maybe for the bits.
Hey, I've done that.
Everything's for the material.
And you have phone sex with her?
Yeah.
Is she good at it?
Yeah, she's good at it, but I think I'm better.
Well, what do you do?
you
What
ever feel?
do you say?
Do you ever feel ridiculous having
Yeah,
phone sex?
I wanna
mean,
hear.
I get self-conscious. Pretend you're talking to Robert on the phone. What do you mean? You get nude in the bed in the hotel?
You know what it is? It's just, first of all, I have a very wide vernacular, so I know a lot of interesting
You watch
words.
a lot of porn.
Know a lot of the slang, the jargon. I'm a bit of a verbologist.
Yes, but with girls, you got to be careful. Like you can't say like
You
the word
can't creep
cunt,
'em out,
right?
yeah.
You
'Cause-
can.
You can?
If you say it lovingly, like, oh, baby, you're a cunt.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's the move.
But you gotta.
I wouldn't even try
Let me
that.
try
I think he's
You
going to
gotta-
get you into trouble.
Let me try that. Oh, baby, you can't.
No.
No.
No good? What is the difference?
I don't know. You sound like you just sat on something. I
love you, pussy.
No, I mean, you got to be really careful because I know my wife. She gets
Girls love confidence. So if you're confident even in your phone sex, that's why it's like you can be a comedian and be butt ugly and get laid, because if you have the confidence to make a room full of people laugh, women respond to that.
Do you begin? How do you get into it? Do you just say, "What are you wearing?"
Cunt.
No, I go just.
What are you wearing?
Love that clip. Come on. Do you open with cunt?
What do you open with? If you don't mind.
Song.
No, okay. No, but what do you say? Hey, how was your day? Blah blah blah, and then you go, "Oh, baby, this girl's very very good looking. I can see why you want to engage her." But what is the line? How do you get the move in?
We do some role playing sometimes. Sometimes I pretend I'm a super spy. I'd be
Really?
like, I've infiltrated the base, and I know where you are.
Yeah.
See, I would keep
Yes?
that phone call going and call the cops on the other line.
You what?
You infiltrated the base.
I'm moving out.
I have the president of Costa Rica
Oh,
tied to a chair, and I will murder him if you don't suck my balls.
I'm sucking your balls. I see.
Please don't kill the president.
Please don't kill the president. The president of Costa Rica is changing the whole world.
See, when I role play with a hot chick,
Wait, there's a woman on the phone that wants to have phone sex with you.
oh,
Right now.
let's see the
gee whiz.
skills.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
That's a dude.
How are you?
That's a guy.
Talk to her and give her some respect. Go
That's a
ahead.
guy. That's Gary or something with some voice modulator on.
Go ahead. Talk to Dane.
I'd like to help you come.
You're 75 years old.
You sound so youthful.
Oh, my-
I'm ready to fuck.
Oh, my God.
Can't get into it.
I want to tickle your prostate.
Oh, she sounds like a Haitian lady I used to work with at the nursing home.
Can I put my finger in your ass?
All right, honey. You're not turning him on.
That is horrible.
But that is amazing. It's some girlfriend you got there,
Yeah,
huh?
she's cool.
What does she weigh? Probably nothing.
What does she weigh?
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, she's pretty thin.
How do you meet a girl like that?
I met her.
Jennifer Aniston's house?
Huh, what?
I don't know, party.
I don't get her.
No.
No, I met her at the comedy club, of course.
No kidding.
Years ago.
She was at a show and
Yeah, she worked there.
look at you.
That's how it goes.
By the way, you can see Dane Cook and Friends tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the New York Comedy Festival. Is that true? It's in Madison Square Garden.
That's it.
Who's the friends? I mean, just different comics you respect?
Bill Burr is going to be there. A lot of guys I started with. Kind of the group I came up with. Robert Kelly, Gary Gulman is going to be on the show, and then I get some remote stuff from George Lopez, Sarah Silverman. I asked Artie if he wanted to swing in and do a set. I said, even though we're not friends,
That was very nice.
Dane Cook and acquaintances. For when,
Guys I kind of know.
The
guys that
garden.
are not.
Is the garden intimidating in the sense that it's such a big room? I mean, how do you play to the garden?
That I was telling Dane that the biggest room I ever played was for something called Comics Come Home. When I did Rescue Me, Dennis Leary asked me to do something with him, a charity he always does, and it was 7,000 people.
Wow!
And because of being on this show, I'm able to do 4,000 or 5,000 sometimes, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's so when you come up playing 300 or 200 or even 100-person clubs, the timing is so different. It's like when you get a laugh, you almost have to wait for the wave of laugh to come down, and then it affects you.
Dane, there's not too many comics who play 20,000 seats.
Maybe 4 in history.
Yeah, how did you learn how to do that? I mean, you went from small clubs to boom, 20,000 seats. No,
because like I said, man, this is 20 years on New Year's Eve,
Okay.
and so all through late 90s into 2000, I was doing all college stuff at like 10,000, sometimes seaters, and
wow.
I was building up a fan base for a long time before people thought I was an overnight whatever.
No stage intimidates you, huh?
No.
Things sound good aside from losing 11 mil.
Things are good.
Yeah.
Girlfriend didn't threaten to leave when she heard you lost 11 mil?
No.
That's
She
a
knew I
keeper.
had a few bucks underneath the mattress.
She knows you have a couple of mil left. That's pretty good. Do you ever worry with a hot chick like that? I mean, when you go on the road, do you ever like get jealous and worry that like she could be fucking some guy on the side?
No. No, you can't think. Oh, that would be terrifying. I used to think like that. I was the paranoid guy for a long time too.
Now you're secure.
Yeah, like checking in every hour and all that stuff.
Vey.
Yeah, it took a long time to get through that crap.
What's the longest time you've been separated from this beautiful girl?
We were on and off for a little bit.
On and off for a little bit?
I was off for a year and dated some pretty amazing women, and then once I was done with that, back into.
You broke up with her.
Yeah.
And then you said you went out and dated.
Yes.
A couple of hot chicks.
I had to. Here's the thing: is when you're like the homely whatever kid in school, I was like, I told my family, I go, I want to date the most beautiful women in the world.
Right.
And so my goal when we were on this break, and then I was, kind of hanging out A-list, for a minute doing that. I was like, all right, I'm going for it.
Who you date? Like famous chicks, right?
I don't really. I will for you tell one person who nobody knows that I dated.
Who is it?
Nice.
But I can. I
share.
I can't get too.
Who is it?
Oh, Howard meant share. Share
Who
that.
is it?
The hottest woman in the world, very talented too. I'll give her props. Was the Pussycat Dolls?
Yeah.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead singer.
You were dating her.
Yeah. She's
Nobody knew for about 7 or 8 months.
And that's a hot chick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
so
hot.
what happens there where you break
What
up?
doesn't?
What? No, I'm saying, why break up if it's that good? Sexually was good?
Well, because at the same time, it's like, Hollywood and people that are like, I don't want to date me,
right?
And she was just really very driven, and you can't be with that for a long time.
It's hard.
You don't want to be on a break. You don't want to be on a break and have it be like, I just want to fucking come home and sit, play some video games, and have your girl be like, oh, I'm in Morocco.
Right, you want to be with
her. You gotta come
her.
see me. I'm in Nice, France. Hop on the. It's like I'm a homebody. When I'm not doing shows, I just want to relax.
And this girl, she's with you.
But that was it. It was like, okay, she's cool. She's fan of my comedy. Make her laugh, and then make this dream come true from this awkward kid of like dating one of the hottest chicks for a minute.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but everybody's happy now.
Wait, somebody else is on the phone wants to have phone sex. with
No.
you. Maybe this will work out better. Let's try.
Howard.
Go ahead, honey.
Hello.
Okay, what do you want to say to Dane?
I love a hot load on my face.
Wow.
Well, who doesn't? Ultimately.
Right
Join
into
the
it.
club, pal.
You love a hot load on your
With his dick in my mouth.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I once sucked a black cock.
Oh,
it was so big, I puked all over his balls.
You sound very pensive.
I don't think you
got it, hot buns.
Buns.
You don't want to.
Talking. I'm getting ready to come.
All right,
Oh
easy
my
does
God,
it.
is that the computer voice from War Games?
That is unbelievable.
Do you want to play a game
Jim,
of chess?
Jim, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey Dane, big fan, man. I even let my kids listen to you. ages 16 to 9, man. I don't care. You're just friggin' hilarious, even though Artie doesn't think so.
Oh,
Artie, you don't think I'm funny?
I never said that.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'm only kidding. Hey, Howard, did you ever see Dane's movie, My Best Friend's Girl?
Yes, with Kate Hudson.
Fucking hilarious.
So
But she admitted though that Dane, that you guys hooked up.
she admits that the two of you had sex.
This is a first. Why would I?
He's embarrassed to have banged her, obviously.
No, unless I had cheated and I was trying to hide something. But no, man, I didn't. We did not have a dalliance.
He would be the first to admit it, I'm sure.
She had a boyfriend.
Well,
she was with Dax Shepard.
Let me tell you something. Sounds like a good life.
I
Sounds
can't
like
complain,
you're living
man.
the dream.
And you know what? Now I finally got to say I did Howard Stern.
I'm so glad you came in today.
I've been trying for years, man.
Wow.
I told Gary I was sending my first CD 10 years ago.
You happen to be a great guest.
Oh, thanks.
You talked
I'll
about
be funnier
stuff.
next time.
This was a good interview. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving you the 10. I bet you the audience would too.
All right.
I'm telling
It
you.
was a funny thing happened. I don't know if Dane remembers this. A couple of years ago, I was in Boston. I was doing a gig for the great Bill Blumenreich, we
Sure.
both know,
Yep.
promoter up there.
God rest his soul.
And I was in front of my hotel in the car waiting to go to the gig.
Right.
And it was kind of a rainy night, and I was tired on the road, didn't want to go to do this gig and everything. And I guess Dane was in a car right in back of me, and he noticed me walking in. I had never met him, and I hear a knock on the window. And it's Dane Cook, and he said, "Hey, Art, I just wanted to say hi." And I said, "Hey, Dane, how you doing, man?" He goes, "I'd love to come on the show sometimes, or Howard like it, blah blah blah." And he said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to do a gig out in New Hampshire, stand-up gig tonight." I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to make a movie with Drew Barrymore." He was on his way to the set of like an $80 million motion picture.
Hey, Dane, are you friends with these people in the sense that like you go to their parties, like you don't party with Drew Barrymore? House. I imagine there's a real wild scene going on.
No, man. I'm like, I do my shows and the show's over. I'm kind of homebody,
Yeah, but when you live in
that's
LA,
what I was wondering, because you were talking about making these friendships on the sets. Do you keep these friendships?
When celebrities were like I used to hang out at the Laugh Factory, and like you'd look and like Bruce Willis would walk into the club next door, or like Halle Berry. That's what I'm talking about. I did that, But then,
you don't get to go to
change, and you're Spencer. You don't want to hang out with Spencer and fucking reality.
I don't mean that, but you don't get to go to Angelina Jolie's Christmas party at Brad's house.
I get invited to a lot of stuff, but I'm selective. I don't. I've never been invited to Angelina Jolie's.
You don't go to David Arquette's house every Sunday in Malibu for the big party.
You're not playing basketball with them.
You don't play at Gary Shanley's house.
Oh yeah, the big badminton tournament.
Gary Shanley has a badminton tournament going on. All right, listen, it's good to see you still have your head on straight.
Thanks, man.
I haven't gotten carried away. Where are you off to next to promote? I understand you got a very busy schedule.
Yeah. The tour rages on. It goes all the way through to, when I hit, like I said, 20 years, it'll be my hometown of Boston on New Year's Eve at the Boston Garden.
And today you're doing a bunch of promotions as well, right? You're doing a bunch of interviews.
Yeah.
Where are you going to next? That's what I want to know.
Alexa Chung, baby.
Alexa Chung.
She seems to be on the rise.
Oh, yeah? You're going to talk to her?
Yeah, she's apparently a model who has a talk show.
No kidding.
But everybody, it's the hot thing.
Well, you seduce her.
Will I seduce her?
Yes.
If she wants me to do the phone sex, then I...
It was good to have you here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, really enjoyed meeting you.
Hello.
Dan, how'd it go, man?
It was very good, man. I had a good time in there. Finally busted my Howard cherry. I've been trying to get on here for 10 years.
Yeah, he said he wished you would have came on earlier, and he said you were a good guest. How does that feel coming from Howard?
Very good, man. This is the guy who meets everybody. Howard knows everybody. So getting the thumbs up is, I'm going to have a good day today.
And what do you think about that phone sex? 2 callers.
Probably one of the most embarrassing things. I'm sure if I ever hear it on playback, I will cringe.
Yeah, but you say you're so good at it, though.
I am pretty good at it, but I got to be more in the moment, and there has to be a girl. I'm looking at Howard, and I'm trying to reenact phone sexual moments.
The first one was a girl.
I don't know about that. That was an old girl.
She's dead, but she was a girl. So you had a good time today, man?
I did, man. It was fun. I look forward to. They asked me to come back, and hopefully, maybe I'll be a friend of the show. That would be kind of cool.
Nice, man.
Yeah, put me on the speed dial, and I'll call in or come in and hang.
Cool. All right, thanks.
All right, you got it. Later.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Aloha! Here's what you have to look forward to
on this episode of The Bonus Show.
The only thing sweet about Ronnie is his tooth.
Get the hell out of here!
Will gets bamboozled.
I don't like the bullshit when people try and pull fast ones.
Gary transforms into his alter ego, Techno Beaver.
And Fred reveals his inner canine.
I kind of look at myself sometimes as like a Rottweiler.
Aloha, Stern fans, and welcome to The Bonus Show, a weekly update of all the great behind-the-scenes moments you can't see anywhere else. I'm John Hine.
And I'm Rachel Fine, coming to you with a very special edition of The Bonus Show from Hawaii. Wow, that is a pretty strong breeze coming off the ocean today.
Rachel, you know what? You look really tan. Have you been laying out on the beach?
Thank you for noticing, John. Yes, I have. You look... We're shooting the show from the remote island of Kauai in Hawaii, one of the most amazing locations in the world.
I don't know. I've been to parts of the Jersey Shore that were just as nice, and there were rides. Here's a pissed off Ronnie Mund.
The bag, bitch.
What are you
Get the
taking?
hell out of here.
What's in the bag?
Stupid ass.
What are you doing, Rod? What are you taking?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What is that? Don't touch the camera. Don't touch the camera.
Security.
Taking cookies home?
Yeah.
Black and whites?
Yeah, right.
Or rainbow?
Yeah. Fuck the cookies.
Or the crawlers?
Fuck everything in here, okay?
What'd you grab? What'd you take, dude?
Don't worry about what I grabbed.
Arugula?
Don't worry about what I grabbed, okay? I don't tell you what to grab.
No, you don't have to.
All right?
It's in that bag right there. What is that?
Get out of here!
Rachel, would you like to go snorkeling over there?
Snorkeling, yes. With you, no.
Come on, why not? Seriously.
Okay. One of Will Murray's biggest pet peeves, and he has many, is when he books people on the show under false pretenses. In this case, a listener named Neil was booked to play Stump the Buoy, and part of the deal was his hot girlfriend would strip naked if he lost. The day of the appearance, Neil showed up with a different girl who'd already gotten naked on the show before, and Will did not take kindly to this. Check it out.
It's not the same girl in the pictures. And this girl that's here has already gotten naked for other games.
Winfred's money.
But it's not the same girl that he sent me pictures of.
But
It's not the
Winfred's
same
money.
girl that he sent me pictures of.
Does she? How do people hook up with her? Does she like advertise like I'll get naked for you on the Howard Stern show?
So why don't you throw them out?
Yeah.
Well, we have to get the money away. If anything, we have to do the promotion. If anything, we should do it on the air. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but once they get in here, we're going to want to do it because... Does it go hot at least?
No.
You've been on the show a few times before, right?
I was here before.
Yeah.
For what?
You Stump the Buoy.
I was up here.
It was Winfred's money.
Yeah, she was up here for the contest before too.
Oh, for the camera?
Yeah.
So you've already done this before?
No,
Yeah.
she didn't.
That's what she just said.
She's been on the show before. Winfred's money.
She
Same
did
thing.
Fred's money.
Yeah, same.
What's up?
Yeah, I just heard how we're talking about it. When I called last week, that's where I left a message. The girl that I had a back, she's my backup. My girl backed out.
You didn't tell me.
I left a message when I called last week with the guys.
You didn't tell me.
No, hold on. First of all,
You could have told me that yesterday too when we talked.
she was on.
You can explain it to Howard. You can explain it to Howard. Neil, you can explain it to Howard. I don't like the bullshit when people try and pull fast ones.
Dude,
It's a fast one. It's clearly a fast one.
Dude.
You could have told me 7 times about this. So you can talk to Howard and see how it works out. Oh shit! That bitch left her guitar here. This fucking thing. You think you're a good musician? You fucking cunt!
As we all know, Howard's a really funny guy, but he does get some help when it comes to dreaming up the comedy bits on the show. We thought it would be cool to take you inside our weekly creative meeting so you can see the Stern Show geniuses coming up with brilliant material.
anything else, Jason?
Nope.
All right, at you.
First off, Jason's head has some of the worst whitehead zits.
Again?
I've been staring at the whole meeting.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Whitehead. They're so broken out. He popped one of them. Look, it's bleeding. That's grody. You gotta start wearing.
Don't touch me. You're disgusting.
Start wearing a yarmulke.
When's the last time you showered?
This morning, believe it or
wants you to
not.
pop it for me.
Should I pop it, Jason?
No.
You want me to pop it?
Go to the archive footage. Enough.
Dan can pop it then.
Don't want Dan anywhere near me.
Does Clearasil make a shampoo?
Yeah, smells great. You should try it.
Okay. It gives me great pleasure to present to you all once again Mr. Gary Delabate as Techno Beaver.
Oh, Techno Beaver, oh yeah, Techno Beaver, oh, Techno Beaver, oh yeah, Techno Beaver, Techno Beaver.
Thanks, John and Rachel. Here's an item that I want to show everybody this week. It's called the Power Mat. Now, if you're like me, you have a lot of electronic devices, and they all need to be charged. Cell phones, iPods, Blackberries, iPhones, all that stuff, and the chargers are all over the place. This allows you to charge everything on one unit. It's called the power mat. And the way it works is you plug in the base unit here, and on this piece right here, this is my BlackBerry, and if you can see on the back, there's a special door that goes on the battery that's got the power mat sort of charging thing on it. What I do is I take it and I put it on the pad, and you can hear it make a sound. Take it off, put it on. Take it off, put it on. When it's on, the white light lights up in the front, and I know that it's charging. It also works for, say, my iPod. You can take my iPod or iPhone and put that, and then you just drop it right down there. And then for things that it doesn't have a battery door for, I wish I could show you better. My paws keep getting in the way. That's my cell phone. So this is an actual sort of charging unit right here. Plugs right in there. They've got all sorts of adapters. Put it right down. So right now, I am charging all of my stuff. I'm charging my my iPod, my BlackBerry, and also, if I want to travel, they've got this great travel piece right here. Same thing, except you take it out, folds up, but it's just like the same base unit. You can take it on the road with you, charge all your stuff very easily. And the rumor has it that coming in their next generation this spring, this right here will be a regular door, and the technology that charges it will be built into the battery itself. All in all, I find this very easy to use, and I highly recommend it. Back to you guys.
All techno fever, oh yeah, techno fever. All techno fever, oh yeah, techno fever. Techno fever.
That is one smart beaver. What is that unbelievable glare?
It's a pasty Pete.
Pete, what the hell are you doing in Hawaii?
I don't know. What the fuck? I make good money as an intern here. John?
Okay, why don't you just toss to the next clip and then go over there and fan Rachel?
Here's a clip with Beetlejuice and Sal. What the fuck? I don't know.
All right, so you want to play the game real fast?
I don't know what you're talking about,
Okay,
man.
it's the opposite game. Like, for example...
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to explain it.
Well, you can explain it, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, the opposite of black is white. It's the opposite. The opposite of...
Well, that was opposite something black. Hey, that's you.
Right.
I ain't got nothing against fucking white people, all black people. The fuck I want to know about that shit for?
Okay.
That's fucking racist. Who wants to fucking know that shit?
You know, you got a good game. Let's play, you know what? Let's play the racist game. I'll give you a nationality, and you give me the racist term. Like, what do you call a Jew? What's the racist word for a Jew?
Well, everybody is a fucking Jew, you fuck.
Back off a bit, Pete. Let's visit John Hine and the guys in the studio for the wrap-up show. This first clip features Sal making light of Robin's very prestigious charity award.
The closest I've been to Guatemala is probably the South Bronx. That's as close as I get to those people. I mean, you know, people, not those people. The Guatemalan people.
Right, those people.
And, you know, but it's nice that Robin went out there to help. And she deserves the Real Deal Award that she's getting very soon.
What does that mean when you say Real Deal Award?
That's what they call it. It's called the Real Deal.
Oh, that's the name of the award she won?
Yeah. That's what I believe what Steve Langford said. She's getting the Real Deal Award.
You seem skeptical about this award, Sal.
Do you?
Hey, look, she's been doing this for a long time, man.
God
helping
bless
out
her.
women and girls and...
Yeah, sure.
Wait, what are you're skeptical that she...
I mean, why accept an award? I mean, it's just like, come on. If you want to help somebody,
yeah, but
just
it's
do it.
helping this organization.
I think that's great. I have nothing against it. I don't know, it's good. Everything, anytime you help somebody, it's good. I think she deserves the Real Deal Award.
Robin, do you even care what Sal thinks?
I heard what Sal said, and I just want you to know that Sal's opinion of anything means nothing to me.
JD doesn't have a lot of pickup moves when it comes to the ladies. Here he is trying to make a point about his approach and then getting irritated and dropping the F everybody bomb.
I can make a first move.
Okay. What's your move?
I don't know. John, I'm not getting, that's very personal. So
That he's offended by.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, give us those lines.
No, I don't know. Because they all sound dumb and whatever.
Oh, tell us, please.
No, F you, Robin.
Well, you made a statement today on the show.
Want to come back to my place and watch the Criteria collection?
That could be a move, Gary. Out of context, it's very creepy, but in context, it could be a move.
Today on the show, you made the statement that anything, you feel that anything...
Everyone, listen, I'm not fucking delusional thinking, I could, I'm not delusional thinking, like, I don't know, fuck, never mind.
No, that's all right.
I hate not being able to make a point.
We love it.
I know you do.
And wrapping up the wrap-up show this week, we have Mr. Fred Norris explaining his zero-tolerance policy when it comes to protecting himself from verbal assailants.
Kind of look at myself sometimes as like a Rottweiler, you know. I didn't put myself there, it just kind of happens. And it's like, you know, people will stick their hand in the Rottweiler's mouth, and sometimes the Rottweiler bites a little too hard.
But Fred is not a malicious person, but he can be biting.
Oh, I've heard Fred, like somebody goes after Fred, makes the mistake of going after Fred on the show. There's no build-up. The first sentence, it cuts you in half. I mean,
there was a time with you and Rob, and I forget, it was when we were back but you went like you skipped A, B, C, and D. It was so you went right for the jugular.
She's probably one of the few people who has the uncanny ability to get under my skin in a very rapid way, and I think it's because we have like this love relationship, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, hey, come here, you know. There you go.
I remember that. It's like, she goes, nice T-shirt, Fred, or something like that. Like, shut up, fat ass.
Yeah, right. exactly.
Well, that's the show. For Medicated Pete, John Hine, and myself, thanks for watching. Pete, you want to take us out Hawaiian style?
Sure.
Lou Henner, Mary Lou, of course, used to be the star of Taxi.
That's right.
She's written a whole bunch of health books. She used to fuck John Travolta. I remember that. I mean, bang. Should talk properly about that.
Well, she loves sex. She admits that.
Loves sex, loves the smell of a man, loves the taste of a man. But more importantly than anything, which I'm shocked. Hi, Mary Lou.
Hi.
I'm more shocked than anything that all the times I had you on the show and spoke to you, you never mentioned this autobiographical superpower you have.
Well, it's so weird because, I've always had it. I've talked about it a lot. I was on Bob Costas talking about it in the Today Show, in different shows. People would ask me about it. But, I never knew it was that unique. The whole 60 Minutes thing has surprised me probably most of all because I had no idea it's being considered a superpower. It's crazy.
That means, according to the piece on 60 Minutes, which I saw, Mary Lou's brain is one of only 6 that they know about in the world. Her brain is actually, it's actually larger than most people. Have you ever been tested IQ-wise?
I'm sure when I was little at school, but I never knew what it was or anything.
Were you super intelligent in school?
I was. I was very smart in school. I was one of those good little Catholic school girls. I got 4 scholarships to go to the University of Chicago. I was,
Wow. You see, it seems like...
But that has nothing to do with it because a lot of the people, in fact, the first woman who came forward, she talks about the fact that she was not a good student. Some of the other people in the group felt like they were not good students at all.
They've only found that 6 people in the world so far have this ability. And by the way, Mary Lou has procreated. She has children, which is good because I want this genetic...
Well, do the children have it?
It's my younger one. I have 2 boys, 15 and 16 years old, and they both are super intelligent. My son, who's 16, is graduating, and he already got into Columbia University next year.
But do they have that ability?
Well, my younger one does. He doesn't want to own it yet, but he's got the greatest memory I've ever seen on anyone else.
But does he have autobiographical memory?
He can tell you, he doesn't have his, he can't say, a certain day was a Monday or Tuesday and things like that. But I know that if he really wanted to, he could. But he remembers every detail. No, Mom, that was 3 weeks ago, and, stuff like that.
For those of you who didn't see this piece on 60 Minutes, and Mary Lou's referring to the fact that her son is still developing his superpowers. But Mary Lou has a
When did
superpower.
it kick in for her? Because that
11.
was also.
Well, you know what's interesting? I mean, I can remember back to 2 years old, 1 year old, 5 years old, but it really like gelled at 12, and but I still remember 10, 11, all.
Let me
that,
explain to people what your power
Okay,
is, because
sure.
maybe some people didn't see 60 Minutes or hear my show yesterday. The superpower is called autobiographical memory. So the way it works is, if I said to Mary Lou, Sunday, no, I don't even have to say Sunday. Let's say I said November 4th, 1972. She could
November 4th, 1972 was a Saturday.
And you could tell me what the weather was that day.
Well, in Chicago.
What was the weather in Chicago that day?
Well, I mean, this is so funny. November 4th, 1972. I know exactly what I was doing on that day.
You're probably blowing John Travolta.
No.
Go ahead.
I didn't even meet him until 3 weeks later.
Oh, I see.
Yes. No, actually, I went to a restaurant called Gaya's Restaurant in Chicago. I was at the University of Chicago, and I was also in a show, Good Woman of Szechuan. And
What was the weather that day?
It was cold. Well, it's always cold in Chicago, but it was particularly cold, and I remember the dress I had on. It was,
They say that it might sort of be like OCD, this amazing ability.
You know what's weird? It lies in the same place in the brain, but I mean, I might like an organized closet, but believe me, 1 in 6 of us had to be organized, so I came from a big, messy family. But I don't have, like, phobias, or I don't have a germ thing, or I don't obsess on things. And
How deep does the power go? In other words, would you know what your waiter looked like that day at the restaurant?
Oh, definitely. Oh, no, I totally know what I looked like. Oh, you know what's so funny is that I can tell you, like, what I weighed, who I was dating all the time, what I was wearing, what I was doing. And it's funny because I was practically a grown-up before I realized other people couldn't do it.
Do you remember?
And do you remember everybody's name?
Names, it's like I remember. It's very experiential. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
I'm in my body when I think back to it. I see myself at a party that night. I see myself at this restaurant that night. And I feel like I'm walking through the crowd, or I'm talking to somebody, and so.
But when I mention a date and I say to you such and such a date, and then you go, "Oh, that was a Sunday."
What do I see?
No. When you say that was a Sunday, in other words, you don't even have to go through a process. You just know that was a Sunday, that date.
Well, How
does that work?
I don't know. In the 60 Minutes, when my son was asking me dates, because what's funny, I spent 4 days with 60 Minutes, so you can imagine what I went through. In fact, one of the days, I ended up answering. They gave me every memory test known to man. I mean, every test that has ever been conceived to test somebody's brain. So it wasn't just about autobiographical. It was everything else: visual, sequential, numerical. Every single test that has ever been designed.
Do you have to? Let's say I said to you, "Give me Bob Smith's phone number." Would you?
Well, phone numbers have always been easy for me because I can always associate them with dates.
So you don't need a Rolodex. In other words, if I say anybody's phone number, as long as you've processed that number in your head somewhere, it'll come up.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Do you remember what happened to us, me and you, in July of 98?
In July of 98, I was doing, you mean at the Four Seasons?
Wow. Unfucking believable. You do remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember the exact date?
It was during the middle of the week. I went with, it was July 16th.
That's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I ran into her. What happened that day in July?
It's probably, okay, so July 16th, 1998 was a Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Right. And so in the afternoon, I had a big brunch at my house, and I was working on one of my books. I was still.
When you say you had a big brunch, what did you eat?
I had like a big salad of cold noodles with sesame sauce.
Did you make a big duty that day?
Oh my God!
Do you remember even that?
I'm a healthy girl. I know that you're healthy now, Robin, too.
I am.
Do you remember the day that you had your biggest duty? Do you?
I'm not going to get into the duty talk.
No, wait a second. Do you remember the day you had your biggest duty?
The biggest in my life?
Yeah.
As a healthy person?
Yes.
Oh, it's every day.
It's every day.
Floaters, not sinkers.
Do you remember on on July 15th, 1994, how many duties you made? I'm being serious.
You know,
Do you
I don't know.
You don't know. Does it play like a movie in front of you?
I'll tell you how. You know what's so incredible? I've been describing my memory for so long to people that I used to call it. I said it's like going to a card catalog, okay? Because I wanted people to sort of know what the access, you know, how you access it.
Right.
And for me, once I saw selected scenes on a DVD the first time, I went, "Oh my gosh, this is what it's like." And what happens to me is that the entire year, when you say a year, it sort of like runs itself through and left to right, almost like a timeline. And I see all the little selected scenes of the year, like in a calendar way, but more next to each other, not in a page flipping way.
I see it as a blessing, but Robin was saying yesterday it could be a curse, and one of the people in 60 Minutes didn't want to come in, sees it as a curse because they can't even forget. I would think it would be a blessing in my life because, like, I do routines about my parents, let's say, that like this morning. I would be able to access all of the conversations and hear them again, right?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I lost my parents really young. I was 17 when my father died. And he died a horrible way, and so did my mother. And I saw both of them die.
How did they die?
And he died during an argument with my brother when we were having a Christmas party at our house.
Was he killed?
No, not at all.
Did he have a heart attack? Oh.
And you can play that over in your head.
I can, over and over. And my mother died of arthritis. She was a dancing teacher and lost her
Let me
leg.
ask you something.
It's horrible.
Wait a second. Go back to your father. The day your father died, he was in an argument with your brother. You can recall the entire event.
Yes.
Do you remember your father's last sentence?
He had already kind of passed out when I came into because we were having this huge party in our backyard because we had a dancing school in our backyard in our garage.
Right.
And so I came in when he had already gone into it.
So
I know that my father's, I know my father's last words to me at the party. But that's something I think people would remember anyway.
Yeah, they would remember that.
Yeah, they would remember that anyway. So it's not so much things like that. But don't forget, as an actress, anything, it was never... When you only know something, it's not weird to you. You know, it was never weird to me to have a great memory because I've always had it.
Yeah, but does it work like
people could too?
As an actress, when you were on Taxi, they hand you the script. Could you read it once and then completely have it memorized because you've read it once?
No, it's not so much a photographic memory. That's what photographic memory is. Although I have a very strong photographic memory because that's an easy. I can like sit there and have the experience of reading through it and then almost like see the page in front of me. But it's not like I can like read a script once and then know the words.
What was
maybe 3 times and I'll know the words.
What day was it that you first saw your first pubic hair down there?
Oh, stop.
I'm serious.
I know you really have to veer this conversation.
No, I want to know because I don't remember.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Isn't that funny?
Well, do you remember the day you got your period?
Do you remember?
It's one that sprouts out. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
what
like
was
all
the
of a
day?
sudden you go like, ooh, that's it. Stuff like that.
What was the first day you had an orgasm?
Gosh, then the person will know who. No, I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
I'm not telling you that.
Why not?
Because
you were never uptight about sex.
What?
When did you get uptight about sex?
No, maybe because I have teenage boys. How about that?
So what? Who cares?
I have a 15 and 16-year-old. No, I don't have to go into that.
When did you have your first orgasm? But do you know the date?
I do.
All right,
what about when you got your period? Was that a shocker? And where were you? And the whole thing.
What was the date? Your period. Wait, better yet, what was the date? The first time you swallowed a man's...
Oh, I know that for sure.
Go ahead. What's the date?
No, I'm not letting this veer off into that.
Come on.
You want to talk about some of the other stuff?
All right, how's this?
What?
What was the weather like on the day you first swallowed a man's jism?
Beautiful.
It was beautiful out.
Beautiful out.
And...
Was it daytime or night?
Was it night or day?
Evening.
Evening.
Don't forget, I'm a good Catholic schoolgirl. We do everything. No,
here's a test.
Penetration's the mortal sin. Everything else is venial. So we get good at the venial stuff.
Mary Lou Henner, you appeared on my show 4 times. Give me the 4 dates.
Oh gosh, 4 times. Let's see. Well, first of all, do you know that I was supposed to be on your show Friday, September 9th of 1994?
What happened?
I was in New York. I didn't make it because my little boy, he was 5 months old at the time. He was sick. But it had nothing to do with the fact that the day before you were kind of nasty to my good friend Fran Drescher. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember. I'm friends with Fran.
Yeah, she's a doll.
Yeah.
She's a great girl. Okay, so I did end up on the show a couple weeks later talking, and that was September. It was Friday, September 23rd of 1994.
It says here you never appeared on a Friday.
What?
It says the first time you appeared on the show.
Uh-huh.
You say September?
Yeah.
What?
Howard, these are when she phoned in. These are all.
Oh, these are phony.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, Gary.
Oh,
She's right, and we're wrong. We're wrong. These are phoners?
But I remember in when you came to L.A.
Yes.
And I had to come super, super early in the morning.
You're right.
Yeah, and it was at the Comedy Store, I think. Yeah, wasn't it? You were in that, and I remember Robin, was in like a funny little boothy kind of thing.
Do you know let me just understand this. Do you understand the 4? Can you recall the 4 days that you called into the show?
I think I can. I mean, I'm not 100% sure because, it's a phone call, so I'm standing in my kitchen or my bathroom.
This is insane.
Wait, you got to hear this, Howard. So we went through the logs yesterday, and we couldn't find when she was in studio.
Right.
And it was making us crazy, so we couldn't find it. September 23rd, that day she's talking about, Jason just went and looked back. Her name's spelled wrong in the log. She's right, we're wrong.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy stuff. This is crazy. I should have made love to you.
Oh, my gosh.
This is such a mistake.
You would have remembered that.
Was there any opportunity for you to make love to her? What are you talking about?
I think she wanted it from me at one point.
I always found you sexy, Howard. You know that.
I think I could have gotten her.
Judith Regan and I always talked about how much we loved you. Always.
Oh, man.
Do you remember the first time? I remember the first time I met Judith.
No, but wait a second. Give me one of the dates that you called into the show.
Let's see. Also, let's see. Tuesday, April. It was in '96. April 30th.
You are completely correct.
Oh, wow.
This is insane. Do you realize the superpower this woman has, and that eventually
what can you do with it?
This is a
well, I'm writing a book about it because I know I can help other people. Because I don't want to do this just like let's bring out the little wind-up toy. That's so not what I want to do. I'm all about helping people, and I know that the scientists are going crazy over this because they feel like it's going to be great for Alzheimer's and other brain problems, et cetera, and just tapping into something that's never been tapped into before. And so in my book, which comes out in May, so I'll definitely come on again and talk about it. I'm talking about what it's like to not only be in this head, but also how to help other people learn how to access information, store it, and then retrieve it.
Really?
Because,
you could teach somebody to do
that.
I
teach classes at marylou.com, and I have memory classes. I have a focus group. I know.
Yeah, but you've got that brain. We don't have that.
Yeah, but it's also the brain is a muscle, and so the more
you can't. I could have all the muscles in the world. I could never do what you do.
I can't turn anybody into this. I know that.
You're amazing.
But it's definitely something that that you can. I just spent a week with my sister, so I know some of the things that she'll refer to something, and I'll say no, it was this day, and then all of a sudden
she doesn't have the power.
She doesn't have the power. Everybody in my family is really smart, and they have great memories.
I heard she can turn invisible. Is that true?
You got the memory. She got invisibility.
She got invisibility.
Oh, that's a nice one to have.
And her dad used to be able to run really fast.
Oh, my gosh. that would be your favorite.
And your mother died horribly, too?
Oh, my mom was a dancing teacher. We had this dancing school in our backyard with 200 students between the ages of 2 and 80, including the nuns who came over for stretch classes because we lived next door to a Catholic church.
Yeah.
And my mom also ran a beauty shop in our kitchen with 25 women from the neighborhood.
No wonder she died young. She was exhausted.
Yeah. And so anyway, so she was incredible, and she had this dancing school, and then after my father died, the stress just took over her body, and she ended up having horrible rheumatoid arthritis, and she died from the complications of it and ended up losing her leg, and it was terrible.
It was awful.
No, terrible ways. And my parents were fabulous people. They created created this environment for our neighborhood that people still talk about today. You know, it was just this little like gem right in the middle of all of it.
Hey, baby, let me ask you something personal. How are you holding up? Are you looking good?
Oh yeah.
Body still
I'm coming
tight?
to see. I'm going to be on the Today Show tomorrow, and then next week I'm a judge on the Miss Universe pageant, and then I'm coming back to New York to do The View, and then
Is the
I've got a
body
movie
holding
coming
up
out,
or
too.
what?
What?
How's the body look?
Good. I should come in and see you when I come back to New York.
You're not kidding. With these new superpowers, I can't get enough of you. I'm totally turned on.
It's so funny.
I
And you're
mean, this
happy
is
too.
what-
I'm happily married now too.
Four
with
times,
the love
right?
Of my life.
Weren't you married like 4 times?
No, 3. But
3.
It's because I was waiting for this one. I've known Michael since the first year of college at the University of Chicago, but he was my college roommate's boyfriend.
This dude she married, she took her from her college roommate.
No.
Number one.
How about
Mary Lou is like sexual dynamite. She's sexual dynamite, but I'll tell you
She's
what.
sexual napalm.
She's sexual napalm. Hey, she loves sex so much, Mary Lou Henner. I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. She even told me she loves the smell, the taste of a man, right? You
that's
love
in my book. Yeah, I do. Oh,
and
I
she
love
made love to almost everyone on the show Taxi.
Except Danny DeVito.
But she found him sexy.
5 years, and we worked with 77 guys all day. Come on.
Well, listen
2
to
out
this.
of 77.
She banged Travolta. She banged Tony Danza.
Uh-huh.
Who evidently is an animal. He would have sex anywhere and do
Anytime.
animal. Why was he such an animal, Mary Lou? I don't even remember.
That energy, it's that Tony energy. But you know,
He banged you in weird places, right?
yeah.
In the
maybe.
butt? No.
No, not the butt. And also, she made love to. Now, okay, you get Travolta, you get Tony, but even Judd Hirsch, she fucked. I mean, banged.
I
Excuse me.
adore Judd. They were, these were great guys.
What was the weather
It was the
like
70s.
under Judd Hirsch's balls on January 12th, 1984?
Oh, I wasn't with him then.
Wow, the
I don't
memory
know.
on you. And you remember every sexual moment, right? I mean, it all plays out.
It's all. Well, see, I really believe that because a person has been through their lives, it's in there somewhere. That's why people, when they get rolfed or something, or some kind of change in their body or whatever, certain memories come back because it's all stored somewhere in our muscles and in our psyche and our hard drive.
That's what hypnotists will say.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really take a person back to the day, you can walk them through it. Just like they're there.
The experts say that we only access not even like 10% of our brain power.
Right.
So
I know.
believe what Mary Lou is, she is one of those people that she is what
She
we're going
got
to
an
look like.
extra couple of percent.
She's going to look like what we do in the future. And that she is the beginning of a mutation in the human existence, that eventually we will have these superpowers.
Oh, I'm excited about that. That's
Compared to her, we're like Gary the retard.
We're Charlie when he goes back.
Right. We're retarded compared to her. But we have this. She is the future. Don't you see?
Well, wait a minute. Let me just ask you something.
We're
Are you,
frogs.
excuse me, are you plagued by any of these memories? Are there things you would rather not have in your head?
Really not. Because, and you know what? This is the
First
other
time she
part
met
of my book. Wait, what did you say?
I said the first time you met me.
Oh, well, you know what it is? It's like this. It's like if you process it in some way that it's just part of you. It doesn't become this like crazy emotional boogeyman. Like, oh, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at it. When you do that, then it really has power over you.
Well, the reason I ask is because people who have something really traumatic happen to them, they already are stuck with that memory, and sometimes they can never break out of it. Like it marks them for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Like that could be dangerous in a memory like yours.
Like mine.
The most tragic things certainly have been what's happened to my parents and things like that.
Right.
But but because it's such a part of me, and there are like lessons to be learned from things, and I just never, I can't say that anything so horrible to me happens that I would want to block it out. So maybe other people feel differently. I don't know. I'm not in their heads. But for me, even the most horrible things that have happened to me, it's a part of my life and part of my story.
Do you ever lose your keys? Is it possible for you to lose your keys? No.
You know what? I could be like, where did I put them? And then I'll just retrace, and I'll be like, okay, that's where they're going to be.
Wow.
So
What an
it's
ability.
like that.
I mean, this is just unbelievable to me.
Thank you.
Do you think your powers go so deep that, like, if you, like, have you ever witnessed a crime, but they needed to know, like, a person who was standing in the background and you could draw up the whole picture of what was going on?
That's never happened to me, but yeah, I could probably do that. I was involved in a deposition, and because of the details of my observations, they threw the whole case out. They changed it because my deposition was so crazy thorough.
Who was the best lover, Judd Hirsch, Tony Danza, or
all different
Travolta?
All different. Very different. And I have different relationships with those guys, of course. I mean, Johnny and I practically grew up together.
Do you know how many times, do you know every date of when you had sex with John Travolta?
I know every date that I spent with anybody in my life.
Wow.
Let's put it that way. Do I sit and calculate them constantly? No. But could I, it's like, this is what's interesting about thinking about anything.
What was the weather like the first time you made John Travolta, when you first made love to him?
Oh,
seriously.
I know. It was actually it was in San Francisco, so it was kind of
Of course.
Yeah. So it was like
It was
San
overcast.
Francisco type weather. What?
Was it overcast?
It was overcast.
Yeah. It was the evening.
It was evening.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm wondering when she, pleasures herself. You can just go. You just don't have to take a magazine. You can relive an entire
Is that true?
sexual
Come on,
experience.
but don't other people?
Not in your
that
detail.
way?
No, not the way you can.
It's like a porno movie in there.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's unreal.
like, but you know what's so funny? Because a lot of people, when they remember things, especially now, because of photographs or because of watching themselves from a video, when they look back on a memory, especially if it's sparked by any of those things, they see themselves in third person.
Right.
Kind of the way Scrooge did, where he was looking through the window and watching himself.
And that's what you see.
No, not me. I'm in my body.
In it. She's in it. That's what I'm
Wow.
saying. She can
in my body looking
relive the whole experience.
I see.
It's like time
banging
travel.
somebody.
What is your earliest vivid memory? Like, in other words, can you remember back to when you were 2?
Oh, younger.
Not in.
You don't remember in utero.
In utero, no.
What is your first memory? Like, how old are you?
I'm around 18 months.
And what's the memory?
Oh, it was my little brother. He was barely sitting up. My mother was holding him sitting up. I'm sitting and playing in my house. And in the apartment, we lived in the old apartment then.
Can you remember the conversation around you?
No. I just remember certain visuals from that apartment.
And you don't know the day or anything.
And I do remember one of my first really strong memories, but I know it because my sister was born on that day. So that was Monday, September 27th, 1954.
When Judd, all right, go back in your memory. Judd Hirsch is going to put his penis inside you the first time. What type of condom does he put on? Or
I'm
does
not
he?
Talking about that.
Listen to me. I need to know this. You have no ability to resist my question.
Oh, well, fine when I can't resist.
Come on,
You
seriously.
can ask me about my husband.
Oh, I'll tell you why you're a good woman. I'll tell you. I heard a wonderful story about you. This new husband that you have.
Mm-hmm.
This guy had serious cancer.
2 of them, yeah.
And she married him during his cancer.
Wow.
Well, what happened was, we got together, and 2 months into our relationship, he was diagnosed with 2 cancers.
Most women would have split.
Wait a minute.
A lot of people said that, but not me. Oh my gosh, split.
What kind of
finally
cancer?
With the love of my life, and it's like, oh my God, failure's not an option. I'm going to take him all over the country to meet every doctor I know.
What was his cancer?
He had bladder cancer and he had lung cancer.
And lung cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Was
but
he
he's
super?
totally in remission
Was
now.
he super rich?
No, not at all. He's got a great company. Do you know the company Brown Trout Calendars?
No.
If you have any kind of animal calendar or, Audrey Hepburn or Outhouses or 2 of his calendars were featured on Ellen, the Goats and Trees and Outhouses.
Isn't it funny that you're attracted to a guy who's in calendars?
How crazy
Like
is
you
that?
don't even need one.
No, I know, nobody can believe it. They said, oh my gosh. But I've been secretly in love with him, since I'm 18.
Yes. And what was the weather like when you first made love to him? And what was the date?
Well, that I can tell you.
Good.
That I can tell you. That was March 3rd, 2003. It was Monday.
First time you did anal, what was it?
No,
you got to
adore
come
my
see me.
husband. He's the love of my life. My whole life lined up for us to be together. So it's great. Didn't you think it was interesting on 60 Minutes that when she asked the question about it was what was so interesting is that it's 3 men and 3 women.
Right.
The 3 men are left-handed. The 3 women are right-handed. I mean, they did every kind of genetic testing, muscle testing. They tested us forever.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure it wasn't a fraud, and it's not. I mean,
No,
this is the real deal.
By the end of I told you I spent 4 days with them. By the end of my day of testing, of question testing, I had answered over 500 questions.
Good Lord.
And they found things from all over, and it was just like, they have a test. One of the tests that they do has 60 questions to it, and most people get 0 to 3 correct. And I got 47.
Wow.
And the ones that I didn't know never crossed my radar, couldn't associate them with anything. And that was just like that was like a memory test.
It is
for
amazing.
Dates and stuff.
It's amazing. I'm amazed by it.
You know what? I think a lot of people will come forward and they're going to find a lot more of us. I mean, a lot more. I'm sure. I'm sure it's not as phenomenon.
I'm going to pick a random date. This will be the final question.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to pick a random date. And you tell me what happened on that day in history. Now,
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a history
I don't mean
buff.
history, but tell me what happened to you that day. Maybe something phenomenal happened that day, or maybe it was just an ordinary day.
Because it is autobiographical. It
That's
doesn't
right. I
necessarily
understand.
have to do anything with history.
Because there are a lot of people who are on the autism spectrum who, and I'm not on the autism spectrum at all. But, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's not connected to that at all. There are people who have Asperger's or autism, and they, you can name a date,
Right.
in his, like in the 1200s.
What happened to you on the 15th of August, 1975?
Oh, the 15th of August, 1975. I know exactly. It was a Friday. It was. Did somebody call in about this?
No. I randomly.
random?
I just thought of the number.
Oh, August 15th, 1975. It was a Friday. It was my 3rd date with somebody that I ended up being involved with for 3 years, and it was the first time that we
made love.
Made love. Yeah.
Who was it?
An old boyfriend of mine from the Grease days.
Oh, Travolta.
But not Travolta. No, I knew Johnny from 72. We met in 1972.
And what's all this stuff? Well, he's not into chicks. He's into chicks, right? He's
into me. I can't attest to anyone else.
What do you think's going on there? Maybe he just likes it all.
So.
What do you think? What's your speculation on that?
He was definitely into it. So
let me guess who the guy was on this.
Oh, you wouldn't know.
Grease guy,
No,
Jeff
he's a good friend
Conaway?
of mine.
Jeff Conaway.
No. Jeff and I we're always like brother and sister.
Well,
No,
I got to tell
Jeff
you
and I.
something. This is very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
I am very turned on by you.
Hey, Howard.
What is it,
I'll come
Benji?
and see you when I come back.
Yeah, you got to let me look you over. I want to see how you're holding up.
Okay.
How old are you now?
I'm 58.
58?
Yeah.
You don't have to come see me then.
Oh, okay.
You're like, no, I'm just joking.
So funny.
You're 58 and you're holding up good, huh?
I'm holding up good. Well, it's that vegan diet. It's good. That plant-based food,
I know you can remember anything, but don't remember 58.
I try to forget that.
You try to forget that one. What is it,
See, that's the
Benji?
problem. You can't
I'm
forget.
going to live a long, long time.
Hey,
I'm
Mary Lou.
happy.
Mary Lou,
What?
when you say like you can remember, like you can see what happened at 18 months, can you actually remember thoughts in your head?
Yes.
Like what were you thinking at 18 months?
I was thinking that, I wanted to help her hold up my little brother. And I was thinking, like the day my sister was born, I can remember thinking I can't wait to play with her. And I can remember actually before, that was like a very vivid day, but I can remember even before that because I loved to sing. My whole life I have loved to sing.
Do you have any belief or do you have any memories of a past life?
There are things that happen to me, especially in France, where I go, oh, I've been here before. So little things like that. Or I'll go to a country or I'll go to a place and I'll say, I've been here before.
Have you ever tried to look into that and test that at all?
I haven't. I should do that. But
So do you believe in God and do you believe in reincarnation?
I definitely believe in I don't know if he doesn't have like a white robe and long hair, but I definitely believe in a higher power.
Do you remember meeting God in a past life?
Well, I was definitely the kid sitting in church who thought she could see the statues breathing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like.
Well, I think you just
I've
sugar
felt very connected to in a spiritual way. So
I am very curious about all of this. This is wild stuff. You understand?
Really?
This is the closest thing I have to Superman. I want superpowers. I want them. I want them. I want them.
Well, then I'm definitely going to have to come on when I tell you about my book. So,
Good,
because I
all
know
right.
I can help people. I know it, and I'm so excited about that.
What are you going to wear?
I don't know. I probably, something that shows off the fact that I eat well.
Yeah, something tight. What is it, Gary?
Could Mary Lou go to Vegas and play blackjack and count cards? Is that part of it?
It's so funny. No, although I would remember a lot of. I'm not a card counter. I was just in Vegas last week with 28 family members, Christmas week, and I'm going back to Vegas next week for the Miss America pageant. And so, I don't want them to think.
So, in other words, your point is she could possibly remember every card that's been put out.
You would think. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I want in the memory test that I did. Oh, I also want to say I have a Hallmark movie, Mulligan, which is really fun. So I want to talk about that too. But anyway, I would remember if I really concentrated while I was sitting there. I understand like the order and the sequence and the chronology of things.
Wow.
So I could probably tell people like 4 hands ago you had this and I had this. Numbers and. Especially if I related things to dates.
The phones are burning up. What is it, Frosty?
Oh,
Go ahead,
really?
quick for Mary Lou. What do you want to say?
Hey, Howard, I just wanted to ask Mary Lou if she can tell me the date, the day of the week, and what the weather was like the first time she got anal.
Oh, God.
It was very cloudy. She's very uptight about sex.
No.
All right, thanks.
All right, go ahead, Mel. What do you want to say?
Hey, now, Howard, can anybody say hoax? Fred,
Hoax?
Hoax.
Can I hear a cuckoo bird, Fred?
Wait a second,
Hey,
Mel, wait a second.
What are you saying? You're in on this?
This is unbelievable. This woman, because my guys are such morons, they wrote her name wrong in the computer. I asked her the first time she was on the show. I said, no, it's wrong. And then they went back and checked. They spelled her name wrong.
And she was right.
And she knows. She could tell you the weather, and we can go back and check it.
Well,
There's no hoax here.
It just sounds fishy, and
It does sound fishy, but it's real.
Yeah, that's so weird. Well, I mean, go to UC Irvine, University of California at Irvine, and talk to the people there.
Watch the 60 Minutes report on it. It was a fascinating report. There's no
and
way
they
you could
tested
fake
her
it.
and tested her and tested her.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was crazy how many things.
I just said to the woman, when did you call into my show? She picked out the date and knew what day of the week it was.
Well, that's fascinating, but will she ride the Sibian later today?
Yes. When she comes in, she'll be riding the Sibian. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Mary Lou, you got to get on that thing. People don't give a shit about your memory.
I guess not.
Anyway, I do.
They're not as evolved as you are.
Mary Lou, it's so good to speak with you.
So great to talk to you, too, again.
Let me do the plugs. You got the book coming out. You got the special on the Hallmark special.
Yes, it's called Mulligan, and it's with Jenny Garth, and Peter Facinelli wrote it.
Okay.
And I have a movie this summer called Vamps with Alicia Silverstone and Sigourney Weaver, Richard Lewis, your pal.
Right.
So,
right.
all good stuff. And,
good.
And come see me at marylou.com because I teach classes and I'm in the chat room and, talk to people all the time.
Any pictures?
Yeah, some good ones.
What are you wearing?
Different things. You'll see.
All right, very good. I like it. All right, Mary Lou, thank you. Mary Lou
Okay,
Henner,
guys.
the amazing superwoman, Mary Lou Henner. I am just shocked.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
I need a superpower. Oh, if I had that.
You have a superpower. You're
What
the
is
king
that?
of all media.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. What am I going to do with that?
I think people would say you've done a lot with it.
I'm blown out by that. Are you guys blown out by this?
I think it's fascinating, but I don't think necessarily that clear a memory is good for everyone.
I hear what you're saying, but
I mean, just imagine you were raped.
I was.
Oh.
I forgot about it.
Thank God you have no memory.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, you would relive that over and over and over.
Right. It would be horrible for you.
But she describes that you have to access that. But then she probably would be focused on it.
But that's the point. When people have something traumatic like that happen, the thing you want them to do is try to forget it, lessen the sting, and these people would have such detailed memories of it that it would be just horrible for them.
I want it. It's like being in a movie theater.
Listen, look at what your few memories have done to you.
That's the thing. I really want to know what happened. Who knows if these are made up or...
I know they're all made up. You exaggerate everything.
How dare you?
JD.
Yes.
If you possessed Mary Lou-like superpowers, how would you use that to your advantage?
How would I use it to my advantage? I don't know. The only thing you can sort of use to your advantage is like knowing stuff for the future. Remembering stuff. God, there's a lot of things I wish I could forget. So I don't even know if I'd want this that ability. I mean.
So the ability to remember every detail will be almost like your worst nightmare, not a superpower.
Well, I don't want to say worst nightmare. I mean, there's some cases where I wish I would remember something that's, where you can remember a zinger for against someone. I don't know. But I don't see like gaining an advantage, like, getting laid more, unless the girls are, or earning money. I don't know. So. Yeah, you're mockingly laughing at my exclamation. That it?
That's it. Fly away, superhero. Jason, if you possessed Mary Lou-like superpowers,
I kill myself. I'd be dead. Listen, all I do is remember the bad shit in my life anyway, and I fucking torture myself by thinking about it. And then if I had that, where I could like pull up conversations and hear them word for word in my head, I fucking go nuts. I do that already. Well, but not as good as her. But at the end of the day, I replay conversations in my head. I get driven crazy, things that I said wrong, things that other people said wrong. If I had her power and I could remember the first time I noticed I had back hair, or knew every time somebody picked on me, or every time I was embarrassed or ashamed of my body, I'd fucking jump out a window. I wouldn't have made it to 15 years old, I don't think. So it's probably best I don't have that ability. Unless it also came with flying.
If I remembered everything, what good is that? Let me think. What was the question?
if you had Mary Lou-like superpowers, how would you use them to your advantage?
You mean her great ass? I'd probably flaunt it in front of guys like John Hine, Jason Kaplan. What she has a good memory. What did they say? Count cards? I'd count cards. Probably would be higher up on the food chain than the phone answer. And yeah, what did you ask me?
So it means I could remember like everything that happened to me. I would remember the first time that I yelled about Steve Langford that it just doesn't matter, and I would have just let it go. No, I don't know. I don't know what good that. I smoke too much weed to have that power. You know what I mean? I think even if I had it, I would have killed it by now. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
That question's null and void.
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Much like me and Megan Fox having sex, there's no point for me to even think about that because it's just not gonna happen.
I think it would be tough because there are things obviously in your life that you want to remember, and there are other moments that you absolutely never want to relive again. So it would be very cool from a sports geeky trivia or want to like remember a great family moment sort of way. But there are other things which we're all embarrassed about that we wouldn't want to constantly relive. It's very cool and that you can do it. And but I wonder if it's hard for her or anyone else to sleep.
If you get me
the burden could become too heavy.
It's a blessing.
And if it's decent, I'll give you an hour.
How would you use that to your advantage?
Somehow to get rid of you.
How would that work with a sequential memory?
Get you out of my fucking life.
No, you would remember everything that we've done together. You'd remember every conversation we've had. You would remember.
I'd probably kill myself then.
Because I have to remember everything I said to you and dealt with you.
I think that would bring you great joy.
No, I think I would kill myself.
Mr. Salem?
Down. Just let your head drop.
If you possessed Mary Lou Henner's superpowers, how would you use them to your advantage?
You see me just take my glasses off. I'm going to put on my costume and I'm going to superpowers. I'm going to go in a phone booth and change my clothes.
Why would you need a uniform? Just because your memory is
It
great.
says God's gift to bowling on the back. You ever saw that?
I've seen it. I've lived it.
Yes. If I possessed her superpowers,
Yes.
what would I do?
Yes.
I'd take every memory of you and get rid of it.
That'll happen.
I would be right in every argument with my wife. We were talking about that. My wife and I watched it together. She said, she goes, you're knocking all my shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She said, that would suck if you have that, because every time we had an argument, you would always be right. I could say, it was a Tuesday, this is what you were wearing, and this is what you fucking said.
So you'd have instant callback to settle any discrepancy.
I mean, when couples argue, it's usually over, well, you said this, or you said that, or you did this, or you didn't do that. And if one person had the ability to always be right, it'd be awesome.
Sal, if you possessed Mary Lou-like superpowers, how would you use that to your advantage?
Well, I get asked a lot of times, who's the lady that says, "Can I taste your juice?" And I can't remember her name, but if I had Mary Lou Henner's memory, I'd be able to know her name. I might know her name's Ebony or something like that, but I don't have those powers, so I don't know.
If you possessed Mary Lou-like superpowers, how would you use that to your advantage?
Well, let me tell you, I would go back to the times when my buddy shit all over a German Shepherd's cock, and then I jacked off the German Shepherd, and he came in my face, and then I licked my fingers, and it was really fun, and then we went out back, and we shot a raccoon, and Dad cooked it up and sold it to the black folks. Those are some good old days.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
On Monday's show, we talked about the fact that Steve Langford wouldn't come into the studio in the morning, and whether this was going to affect his reputation and his credibility, and whether it made him a hypocrite or not. Here's how it went.
I want to start with what happened with George, and I guess Richard wanted him to officiate. Is that the right word? Officiate the
Yeah, that would be about right.
And I guess he told Will this, and Will had told Howard, but it was news to George. Right. And George is such a sweet guy. He would do anything for anybody here. He is one of the family. But Howard wasn't too pleased about that coming up, although Richard and George do have a personal relationship. But that bled over to what happened with Steve Langford, where I guess his daughter interviewed George for some kind of project. And Howard drew the line. He's like, I don't want people bothering the guests. And where was he going with that, one, Gary? And two, why didn't Steve Langford come in and defend himself?
Well, the first part, Howard has always said, I don't want people bothering the guests, and it doesn't matter how high or low you are on the food chain. I remember the first, Howard used to say, I don't want people taking pictures with the guests. I want guests to be able to come up here and not be asked for autographs, not be asked for pictures. And then there was a weird thing going on where Jackie would have the day's guest autograph one of Jackie's jokes, and we put a stop to that. And then it was, everything from, Grillo calling Sherry Lansing looking to get acting work to, John talking to stockbrokers, and Howard's just like, leave my people alone. So, I mean, that's sort of the rule. Don't bother people who are on the show and ask them for favors.
But sometimes I guess you cultivate personal relationships with the people who are on the show. And Howard could look at it and say, everybody you basically talk to, you specifically, Gary, is as a result of him.
Like everything on the show, because people call and complain all the time, there's hard and fast rules, except there's different rules for everybody on the show. So I'm sure there's more latitude for Robin being friendly with a guest outside the show than there would be for, say, Jason. But as a general rule, Howard doesn't like the guests being bothered. Howard feels everything's a bother. So he feels like when you ask somebody something that it's a bother to them. And listen, it's his show. It's totally his prerogative. And maybe it is a bother. Like maybe George is too nice a guy to say, I really don't want to do that.
Do you think Steve made a mistake not coming in today?
Huge tactical error on Steve's part.
Why is that?
Because he paints everybody into a corner and explains to you why they have to answer his questions. Steve should have come in and just sort of said, hey, I agree with you, I made a mistake, or I disagree with you, and here's my argument. But how is what Howard was saying about Steve Langford any different than the argument between Steve Brandano, Steve the intern for the purposes of this, so everyone remembers. Remember Steve Brandano went to an event and his girlfriend at the time was there and he said he didn't want her interviewed.
That's right.
And Langford goes, it's part of the story. What's the difference?
And, well, another thing about that, Howard wasn't looking to talk to Steve's daughter or family there. He wanted to talk to Steve. And I guess when family comes up, all of a sudden you want to sort of change things.
What happens is when you have a big sensitivity to it, it's at that moment you have to decide whether you're going to go in or not, and then you sort of dig in and hold your ground. And Steve's got to come in sooner or later.
How did he react when you went back to get him?
I called Steve. Jason called Brad, and he said, "Yeah, Steve's here." So I said on the microphone, "Steve will be here any minute." And then all of a sudden I noticed it's a 30-second walk over here. So a minute and a half went by, and I said something's wrong. So I got up out of my chair and I walked over there, and I said to Brad, "What's going on?" He goes, "He's not coming in." And I'm like, "What?" I couldn't believe it because it's just not Langford. So I walked over, and Langford put up his hand and he said, "Listen, his daughters are off limits. My daughter's off limits." And I was like, "But Steve," and he's just like, he didn't want to hear it. So I just came back and reported it because I figured I'll let Howard handle it tomorrow.
Well, like you said, eventually he's coming in anyway. So now, does it make him a hypocrite?
Yeah, I think it does. I really do. I like the guy. I can like a guy. And I think his news stories are amazing. But yeah, it's a hypocritical of him not to show up today on this count.
Rich in Pennsylvania, welcome to the Wrap-Up Show.
Hi, guys. Hey, I want to talk about Langford. Gary, I think you're right. He's lost all credibility. Now when he comes in, what he did to Jenks, painting him into the corner, all Jenks has to do, all any of you all have to do from now on is say, let's talk about your daughter interviewing George. And he's got no credibility, none whatsoever anymore. He just wussed out like a big puss.
I want to know how old he is. I want to see his birth certificate.
I don't care how old he is. He acted like a 4-year-old. Oh, you can't talk about that. He talks about everybody else's problems. Even after they tell him not to, he'll go right in after it. So
I think it's going to end up being one of those things where he even now, if he's listening to this, he probably thinks to himself, you know what, I should have just gone in and dealt with it because it's just gotten bigger than it has to be.
Well, you know, guys, when he starts, it's going to happen. He's going to bust somebody's balls on something. And it's going to come before Howard, him, and whoever, and I can just hear it. I can hear it's almost like you can write the dialogue. He's going to be busting on you. Hey, let's talk about George, your daughter, in the interview. I can hear it coming.
I don't think Howard's going to press him too much about it tomorrow, but you're right that other people probably will.
Well, it's a guy who seems Teflon that's now exposed a sensitivity, and when people want to fight, that's what you go for.
And maybe he was hoping that, okay, I'll sit back, Howard will blast me on the air right now, a day passes, it blows over, it's not as big of a deal, Howard's ready to move on to the next thing, so the damage is a lot less.
Or he'll get rid of his daughter.
Well, that's not going to happen, but I do think, I forgot which one of you guys said it, though, a lot of people are going to definitely keep this bullet and wait, and they're going to use it when they get the chance. Thanks for calling in there, Rich. Eddie in Pennsylvania, you're on the Wrap-Up Show. Hey, Eddie.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hello, yes. I just want to voice some support for Steve Langford. I think Howard should have called him aside after the show and found out the whole deal with family. I agree with Steve. If Howard's kids are off limits, so is Langford's daughter till he knows exactly the circumstances.
But we know what the deal is. There's nothing special in there, and we weren't going to talk about. Howard wasn't going to ask him anything about his kid except to say to Steve. In other words, without going into Steve's family life, I'm pretty sure his daughter didn't say, "Oh, I'm a huge George Takei fan. Let me interview him for my school project." So Howard probably would have explored how did that come up and why were you getting involved in it. And that has nothing to do with his daughter.
I just think, to me, it's just the father doing something he could for his kid. If he did overstep his bounds, I would have approached him first because it involved a child myself.
But okay,
I mean,
but that's a great. You can.
of the show.
But that discussion can be had on the air without bringing the daughter into it in any way that's going to expose any more than what we already know.
And Eddie, I also think if Steve hadn't had the track record of talking to different people on the show with different circumstances, this wouldn't be as big of a deal. But that's not the way it is.
Yeah, and I said to Howard. Howard said, "How did this?" We talked about this during the because Will did the notes. And Howard goes, how did Langford even get to him? And I said, I think he spent a week with him, traveling around with George. I'm sure they developed some sort of friendship, but Howard wasn't. He wouldn't buy in that.
All right, thank you, Eddie. Jenks, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's Jenks. This whole Langford thing, I talked to him back in his office, and he said he doesn't answer to Howard. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where he gets off saying that. How does he get off not answering to Howard on this issue? He gives it to everybody else, but when it's his turn to get it, he doesn't take it.
Jenks, don't you, Gary? Steve is scheduled to do the news update tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, he'll answer to Howard tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm going to call in tomorrow and to remind Howard to ask Steve Langford about this, and I encourage anybody who's listening to the show to call in and ask Howard to remind Steve Langford about this.
By the way, so Steve will sit and talk to you on the phone?
Yes. Well, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But I called mercilessly this morning because I knew that he had to go in the studio, and he finally did answer, and he said he doesn't answer to Howard. I don't answer to Howard.
Here's the problem for Steve. Jenks, how many times did you call me or email me this morning with suggestions about how this should be handled?
Probably 10 or 20.
Exactly. The first email was at one point. The first email was, "This is bullshit." The second one is, "You better get Langford in." The third one is, "Langford has to come in and repeat." Then it was a phone message, and there were more emails, and that's just Jenks.
Gary, I was really upset, man. I was furious.
I could tell.
How did he get away with this?
Well, Jenks,
wait. Are you upset about what he's accused of doing, which he said getting the interview, or are you upset that he wouldn't talk to Howard?
No, you figure it this way. When Langford calls somebody on the carpet with a news story, okay, they are expected to come in and answer to Howard for it or talk about it to Howard. How does Langford get to put his hand up and say, point taken? What if everybody did that every time Langford wanted to interview them?
But people
put
can't.
Their hand up and said,
Jenks, you make a very fair point. You're going to get your answer tomorrow morning.
On Tuesday's wrap-up show, George Takei came in and he told us, we found out that I guess they basically have an agreement where Brad doesn't listen while George is on, and George talked about that. George discussed kissing one of the guys on the show, and we talked about Governor Ventura and I having a nice, friendly discussion in the hall.
Now joining us, and he's always gracious enough to do this every time he comes in, is the Stern Show announcer, Mr. George Takei. And George, you're back again, and in the mix with Brad's weight, and your relationship seems to come up quite a bit whenever you do the Stern Show.
Doesn't it? And it's a good thing that Brad doesn't listen in when I'm on. He is addicted to this show, but he refuses to listen in when I'm on because... Well, he has given me free reign. He says that's the way the show works, but he doesn't like to hear what I have to share when I have free reign.
When did that start?
From the very beginning.
Right from day one,
Day one, he would not listen when I'm on. And he gets it from, there's that guy who writes capsule synopsis of what happened, and that's how he finds out about it.
But you've gotten some crap once in a while in the past. How does he find out about stuff like that? You know, like your bachelor party? Like, how did he find out about that?
Well, that was written about.
Right.
And then other people email him, too. So
See, I'm telling you, being in a gay relationship is just like a marriage relationship, because sometimes people email my wife and tell her shit I did on the show.
George, how just like regular people.
George, how would Brad react if he heard about that innocent kiss that you and Benji had today? Would he know that it's part of the show, or would he be a little upset?
He would know it's about part of the show, because we go to parties or we meet other gay couples and we greet them with a kiss. I mean, it's part of,
But not an open mouth kiss.
Well, actually, George, Brad just went on your Twitter account
He
and,
did?
He said he knows about the Benji kiss, and Sunday is off. Off with capital letters.
Well, then I'll try for Monday.
It's a good thing you weren't with a model, or it could have been the whole month of May.
See, Benji? See what you did?
Sorry, man.
You're too cute.
Did you guys connect at all during that moment? Did you see something in each other's eyes?
I saw him pull back right away. I mean, I felt him.
Well, no, I didn't connect in a sexual. I like George a lot, so.
And I like you.
Thanks.
You got beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
He's embarrassed.
Look at him. He's blushing.
He's beet red.
Hey, Ronnie, while we had you here, beforehand, when we were talking, I told Benji about this. You said what Benji did today with Jesse Ventura, that's not a rare occurrence. He does that all the time.
He does it. He does it as a thing for TV, I think. And, when I tell him a lot of times, I'll say to him, like, Benji, go away from the guests or whatever. And he'll just look at me and he'll smile and he'll just keep on doing it. And I think he thinks I'm picking on him, but Benji doesn't realize that I do work for Howard, and Howard does have certain rules, and I do abide by those rules that he asked me to enforce. And we had the same problem. Can you let me talk?
I didn't know you worked here.
Could you let me talk?
I didn't know you worked here.
When Richard and Sal, we had the same problem with more Sal than Richard.
I didn't recognize you. I'm sorry.
He used to do the same thing.
I thought you were just some guy in the hall.
Howard got upset about it too, and I used to tell Sal, and he also used to ignore me about it. And then until Howard blasted him, then he realized that he wasn't really supposed to be doing this stuff.
So do you think Benji will continue to ignore you now after what happened today?
It came to the point when Howard really blew up today, and I don't think Benji realized how mad he was, but he really was mad. And I don't think Benji realized how mad he was about the whole thing. I mean, I know you yelled back at him. I don't know with you. You never know if it's shtick or you're serious, because that's the problem with you. Nobody ever knows the real Benji. That's the problem. And it was the whole thing with being late for work and the whole thing. It was the same thing. Nobody ever knows what your deal is, Benji. That's the whole problem.
Okay.
The only thing odder than the talkative Benji is the quiet Benji.
Yes.
George, or the other Benji, the
make out with you one?
No, the resistant and defensive and
George,
somewhat hostile.
But
Benji.
if someone's mad at you for something that didn't occur or occurred in a way, and it's being painted in a much different way than it occurred, you would want to explain yourself. Like if there was $20 on the table, and you grabbed it, and someone's like, wow, George stole that money. And you were like, no, actually, Brad told me he left me this 20. You would want to explain it before getting yelled at that you stole the money.
Did you see how Will handled it? When Howard would say...
when Will messed up the oatmeal.
Right. And he said, you're right. Yes, you're right. But and he was not resistant. And in this situation with you...
I think it's okay... Listen, I think it's okay to be resistant when you're being, when you're being mistreated. I think it's okay
it was a reasonable desire on the part of Howard to say, the guests are here for
what I've said. Howard does not need to be reasonable. That if he decides something, if he wants us if he wants us to walk on one foot or hop through the hallway, and that's part of construction. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
that's reasonable. It's reasonable if Howard wants it done and that's a condition of working here. What I was saying was I thought I went through what are considered the appropriate steps before I did it.
Hey, it's Sal Governale, and on Wednesday's wrap-up show, Jason Ellis was on talking about George Takei fondling his junk. And speaking of junk, I was talking about gazing at some cock in the gym room. Now, it was strictly a gazer, and it was for statistical reasons only. That makes sense. Check it out.
I know that you're a huge fan of the show, and I know that you probably labor over coming on the show the way Howard labors on going on Letterman.
Oh,
so like on a day like today, do you walk out of there, you hit a home run?
No.
Because you did.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit a home run today, right? Everybody agrees? I mean, everyone loved it too, but do you not know that when you walk out of there?
No, this time I felt like I did better than the last time, but as soon as I walked out, I started critiquing what I didn't say.
What do you feel? What
did
you
good,
miss?
though.
What do you feel you missed?
I just feel that I was a little stressed and less humorous. I felt like there was a lot of, I have a lot of things that just come flying out that are just funny that none of those came out. I just did the torture the dick thing.
Now, Jason, when George comes over to take off those clamps,
it wasn't even that. It was before that.
Like when Howard
was on the other
beginning?
side and he started talking to me. There was a thing there where I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But I know people that aren't cool with that because you're straight up fucking flirting with me. Like, I've had penthouse pets in my studio. Every now and then they'll give you that look where I'm like, well, that's very flattering. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that. And George was giving me that before he even came around. Like, he was shaking a little bit. I'm like,
his eyes flutter a bit.
Yeah, but I thought I'm having fun.
It was fun.
of course.
You had somewhat of a chubby though after he caressed your penis.
I was trying to get it bigger, because I kept stretching it. Good. I want gay people to want to suck it. Is there something wrong with that?
No, go ahead.
I want everybody to want it.
You want a gay man to suck your penis?
No, I want.
I don't
him
think
to
a straight
suck
man
my
would.
penis.
That makes sense.
I want everyone to want to suck my cock except my friends, because it's like when you go in the locker room. Like I'll change with random dudes and their dick can come out, but I ain't fucking changing with Bubba Booey over here. Like now that I know you, I don't want to see your dick in the locker room.
Does it bother you if a guy
change and then I'll come
if a guy
in?
waits in the locker room just to see your cock?
Who does? What? Is that you? Is that what you do?
the guy sitting right over here.
No,
Wait a
I
minute,
don't
you
do that.
watch cocks?
No, I don't.
He
I
does.
glance.
He
I'm a
does.
You're a cock watcher in the gym?
I glance out of
I will
curiosity.
fucking kick you in the face.
Really quickly explain to Jason
When
what
I'm
you
in
do.
Jason.
Yeah.
When I'm in the locker room, you just said
what
that.
is it?
When I'm in the locker room,
You're not really trying to tell me a story that's true, are you?
not the way they're putting it. It's out of context.
In any way
it's
at
out
all?
of context. So
Okay.
no.
Put it in your words. Go ahead.
Curiosity factor. I just joined the gym. I've never worked out in my life, as you could tell. And I just joined the gym. And when I'm in the locker room, a lot of men have a tendency to get naked. So now I'm trying to fulfill my curiosities as a man. For example, there's a guy who's mentally challenged, a retard, and his dick was small. And usually retarded people have big dicks.
I would
number
want to
one.
see a retarded dick.
Okay. Secondly, there was an Asian. I try to fulfill that curiosity.
Right.
You would think it would be.
Wait a minute. Were they all in the locker room at the same time?
No,
naked?
these are all different.
How long were you there
Well,
waiting
I've
for the
been-
entire race of dick to come in?
Okay, good question.
A month.
Yeah,
Right.
You've been doing this over the
He's been
period
doing
of
research.
like a month.
I hope you filmed it.
I wish I could. I tried to take pictures, but I knew they would throw me out. I did take my BlackBerry out, but I'm like, nah, I'm crossing the line here. So I saw an Asian with the normal sized dick, thinking it would be small. I saw a retard with a small dick, thinking it would be big. And I seen a guy like you, actually, a real buff guy, who I was hoping. Now here I am changing.
You're hoping you had a little dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it, he dropped the towel, and
got
I
it
was
all.
so deflated. It was a really bad moment. It's like scratching a lottery ticket. You know, on the third one, you can win $1 million, and it's just like a fucking potato. Like, fuck.
You never know.
And
who's
I
carrying.
was pretty disappointed the whole day for that one. Well, the whole day at the gym. So that's what I do. I don't. I'm not on a mission. I don't go into a locker room and look for dick. I'm not the Jacques Cousteau of penis. I go in there, I get in and I get out, and I happen to see a certain nationality. I fulfill my curiosity.
And his last one was a black guy who he waited and waited.
I did
and
wait
waited,
for the black,
but he didn't pull his.
There was a
pants down.
cliffhanger on the show.
See, waiting for the dick.
Wait, that's right.
That's
wrong.
Even though they didn't say it was a long time, but if you see a guy come in and you wait until his pants come off to see the size of his dick, you are way gay.
He went to go. He went to go.
No, I didn't wait.
He did. Well, hold on. He saw a black guy at tidy whities, and he went over to where the guy was blow drying his hair because he thought that maybe he'd be able to see.
No, I went to blow dry my hair. Well, I saw the guy, and based on the cliffhanger here, Jason. Last time we spoke, Gary goes, "Did you see any black dick yet?" I go, "No, not yet." But I got to see my first black guy in the gym, in the locker room. I'm leaving. So I'm on my way out. I go, wow, a black fella here. So
you were on the way out?
I was on the way out.
If you didn't work for this fucking radio show, I would call the cops.
Hold on. Again, it's a cliffhanger. Gary asked, so I saw the black fella.
Don't make it sound like you had to stay.
I didn't.
You had
the
to
obvious
stay.
cliffhanger.
Wait. He's making it sound like he had to go back so he could come report to me. You know what I mean?
No, you're the gay
I
one.
believe that.
No
I
one
believe
told
that.
you to do this.
No,
This is your
I believe
curiosity.
You did. That's why
It's
I think
my
it's
curiosity.
okay. That's what I'm saying. I believe you did it, research to tell the story and tell Gary.
It's like your obsession with the show. Like you walked out and critiqued yourself. When Gary asked me last, he goes, "How about some black dick?" I go, "Haven't seen one yet." Saw the black fella, put on the brakes,
I get
hit
it.
the blow dryer,
I get it.
try to finagle my eyeballs a little bit, and he put on his sweatpants, so I messed up. But
I get it, though.
Stay tuned, everybody, in the wrap-up show. We will eventually find out.
It's really Gary's the perverted one.
Maybe.
He's just using you.
Can't
to
you
get
just
the
do a
information.
show? Can't you just do a segment where you get random people to come in and guess their size and just get them all to drop it?
We we could do that. Yeah.
Well, then you can just nip it in the butt instead of being creepy at your gym.
Yeah, dude, why don't you make it a Howard 101 special, Sal, where you critique Dick?
Yeah.
I don't want to critique it, but again...
Do you want to come on my show, and I'll do it on my show today? I'll just get like a bunch of... Anybody wants to come in and pull their dick out.
But Jason, the
Dick
point...
frenzy.
The point, it doesn't have to happen for a show. He's doing this in his gym. I mean, this is just...
but I believe he's doing it for research and development for the show.
I am, and wait, well, I said it fulfills my curiosity.
You don't think, Gary? You don't think?
Look,
I think he wants to know.
Do you think if he fired him, he would continue to do it?
Yeah, I do, because I think he wants to know.
I think we all want to know. I think every man. No, I do.
Okay,
I
you
do.
fucked yourself.
No, I didn't.
Nobody wants to
we
know
all want to
everybody's
know.
penis size.
I'm telling you, we all. When Steve Brandano takes a fucking piss, and if there's a guy next to him, and he has the opportunity to get an eighth of a glance just to see if he's holding up in the society of men, he's gonna do it. That's us. We're men. We measure up. We measure our biceps against biceps, our chest against chest, and our cocks against cocks.
I think it's only for insecure penises.
Well, I'm insecure. Look at it. It looks like an aardvark. It's a disaster.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, we talked about George Takei and the fact that he started off the morning thinking of Jason Ellis and jerked off to him. And would there be any complications with Brad? What does it mean? And how blind George's love seems to be for Jason Ellis. And then we all talked about what would happen in our relationships if something like that happened. And I don't think we can pull off what George pulls off. And here's that conversation.
I want to talk about what happened at the very beginning of the show, where George talked about what he did in the shower this morning, and basically, and you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong, proclaimed his love, admiration, I'm not sure of the right word, for Jason Ellis. And he said he spoke about it with Brad.
You're being too nice. He said he jerked off in the shower this morning thinking of Jason.
Well, that's another way of putting it, much more succinctly. But I guess... do they have the relationship where it's comfortable enough that those kinds of things can happen, or do you think that there's more bad news for George around the corner? He just doesn't know that it's coming.
Well, let me ask you a question. I think Mutt started to bring this up a little bit, that they were going to talk about this on Superfan tonight. If you spent the whole week, right, sitting in there talking about that you thought your wife was fat and that she could stand to lose some weight, and then at the end of the week, a really hot girl came in and you just started squeezing her naked tits, would you be able to go home?
I wouldn't have a wife. I seriously, and I wouldn't blame her. Like, that's, and I think...
So maybe they do have some special arrangement.
I think they do. I mean, Stacey said, when she was talking about relationships, she said that maybe Brad's weight is his passive-aggressive way of telling George that, you know what, I'm going to be this way because, he's kind of fighting back in a subtle way. Or maybe everything's just smooth between them. It's hard to tell. What do you think, Ronnie?
Well, it's not the first time he's touched a cock on the show.
That's true. But
I guess they do... They've had an arrangement, obviously, before Brad's weight came up.
But George was like, listen, what I did yesterday was I just touched it. I didn't, he sort of insinuating that because he didn't do more about it. I guess it could be, a guy saying, hey, I felt the girl's tits. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but Gary, remember the day the guy was in here with the 12-inch cock and he had his hand down?
Well,
he had that look on his face like if I had my finger up some girl's ass or something.
But isn't that like for years, girls have been coming in here, guys have been feeling them up. Isn't just touching a dick the gay version of that?
I don't know. I can't define that. I'm not in that position.
Yeah, but a lot of guys don't do that anymore. Like, you don't do it anymore, do you?
No.
And I'm sure, that's because of your wife, right?
Well, she didn't like it, and I started to feel a little dirty doing it. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's a kid's thing, even though I have boys. When you have kids, I start to feel a little creepy doing it.
And John, have you ever done it in here?
Not on the show, no. Well, not
How about
off the show either. No.
Yeah, John.
John doesn't.
I got to be in the green room.
Not on the show.
Bad answer. No, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I think it's disrespectful to my wife.
Would you have done it when you were single?
When I was single?
Yeah.
Sure. But I don't think a lot of people are doing it these days, right?
And Howard stopped.
Howard stopped. He said out of respect to Beth, I think. Ronnie, how about you?
Have you seen me do it?
No, but next time
I haven't been in there.
But if
I've been in there with a flashlight to put them under the check for implants.
Right. But there's a difference between that.
I've held them up and put the flashlight on.
Like the one that I remember.
I'll do it. Bring somebody in here right now. I'll do it.
I can't remember the girl's name, but it was back at terrestrial radio. She had that funny, real New York accent, and we all said we didn't believe she had real tits. And the line was ridiculously long.
I remember that.
I think Wood Yee was on the end of the line.
That's what the clown car line, right?
That's when I was the last one, I think, to go in with the flashlight to test him.
Well, who usually leads that charge?
Well, DePace has always said to me his wife doesn't care and he can do whatever he wants. But he hasn't been in there in a while. But he says it's no big deal. Pam doesn't care. I don't know who leads that charge.
Usually it used to be, geez, I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, I think the difference here, getting it back to George, is not only is George touching him, but the way he's referring to he's literally gushing over, this guy. And if you're married to George, Gary, would it bother you?
I would think so. Listen, if my wife went to, what are those Chippendales, and she was jamming her hand down a guy's pants, and even though she was laughing, she was grabbing a dick, I'd probably be pretty annoyed.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Jason, and on Monday's wrap-up show, myself, Brian Phelan, Scott DePace, Gary, we're all in there talking about the proper way to raise and train your dog. Scott thinks you beat them into submission. Everybody else says you're crazy. Check it out.
Howard said he spent all weekend upset over not Phelan putting wee-wee pads in his puppy's crate, because that's one thing, but rather the comments that Scott DePace made to the Howard 100 News about smacking the dog around. I didn't hear it. I don't know what he said, but it seemed like Howard was genuinely upset over it.
Well, there's two things I want to talk about there. We'll talk about what Scott said, but first, this is one of those things that Howard, I wish he could learn to not do. There's a dog from North Shore Animal League, and Beth was trying to help get the dog a home, and one of our guys took it. And that's great. And after that, it's okay. But Howard feels this responsibility for the whole process, which he really shouldn't have to. He's already done enough to bring the two parties together. If Brian Phelan doesn't do his job correctly, it doesn't reflect bad on Howard, yet he feels that way. And I feel bad for him.
But Howard's
it makes him crazy.
But he's just not that kind of guy. He cares, and he cares what's happening with this dog.
But
for a couple of reasons.
You can't take responsibility for everything. And I feel like he takes a lot of responsibility for stuff that he can't control, to the point where it really sort of helps him not be as happy as he could be.
Yeah, well, he did say that he wishes Beth didn't do it almost, because then he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. But the issue really wasn't with Phelan and what he was doing. It was more, although that was part of the issue, it was more of what Scott said. And then when you were in there, it took about 3 seconds for you to light up on DePace. You got into it really quickly.
He just said, all I went in there to say was, Scott said, the trainer I work with said it's okay to hit a dog, which is just not the truth. So then he took a shot at me, and then I went back, but I wasn't looking.
You weren't at my house when I was talking to
I know that
trainer.
Jason actually, this is really more, God's honest truth, more between you and Jason.
Yeah, of course.
Because Jason's telling me what he did. In other words, sometimes people tell me stuff and I go in as the representative.
So you were saying what Jason had told you.
Jason worked with this particular trainer. So again, I didn't work with the guy. So
Training
Jason,
like a cat.
Jason should come in training his dog.
No.
And Jason said that the trainer said he's a no-hands trainer, meaning you don't hit or touch the dog in any way. And DePace is saying that's not the truth.
Look,
so
my wife was there, so if we need a corroboration of the story,
you guys didn't say opposite things.
Well, no, he did, because he's saying it's okay to hit a dog.
He said no. He said Scott said the trainer said that it's not his method,
right?
But he doesn't. He's accepting of it.
And in fact, everything all of his training had to do with dominance. It all had to do with, when you go out a door, you make sure you go out first. When you put his food in the bowl, make sure he doesn't eat until you tell him it's time to eat.
Well, listen, there's a big difference between dominance and physical, using physical force.
This all comes down to whether you think slapping a dog on the ass a couple of times to train them is cruel.
I don't see how it is. My dog plays with other dogs, and they're constantly biting each other. Isn't that a lot worse than just a little pat on the ass?
I don't know. I'm not going to get into it.
We got to ask.
It's not my fight for me and you, so I'm not going to get into it.
Scott, they're dogs. They don't know about patting on the ass.
Well, I'm just saying, if it's about pain, then yes, you just said it. They're dogs. So I think they can handle the little bit of pain that they're actually getting. I don't think they're getting any.
Why do you think they can handle it? Like, what gives you that idea?
Well, I'm just saying their threshold must be pretty high. Whenever the dog bites me, I want to just jump out a window. It hurts. So they're biting each other. That must be okay.
No, my point is that the dogs don't know any better. They don't think, well, if I hit you,
exactly. So then why are you putting the human trait that it's cruel when I slap them on the ass?
Because you're a human. You're a human.
But they're not.
Thank you for pointing that out.
But Scott, you got to think about what you just said for a second. Do you think a dog feels pain?
Yeah, probably. But do
you think that they might feel pain when they might feel pain when they're bit? Also, do you think they might, if they could? Do you think they would avoid to be okay?
I mean, they keep going at it. They keep playing and going at it.
Do you really hold on a second? You know anything about? They don't bite down as hard as they can. That's how dogs play. They don't have hands.
What are you, a dog?
Yeah, I'm a dog. That's how I know what dogs are like, because that's the only way you can understand
really,
a dog.
You just came in like you're some dog expert. What the hell are you?
I own a dog. I watch them play.
I've had dogs my whole life.
Dogs don't go and they bite each other as hard as they can, you idiot.
I'm telling you that when they bite, because I'll put my hand in there.
Your dog bites you. If you put your hand up, then there's something wrong with your dog.
It's not. He's not you chomping down trying to draw blood, but in the midst, yeah, it hurts a lot.
Well, there's something wrong with your dog. Then I don't know what to tell you.
Idiot! All right, I won't use words. What you guys?
You won't use words.
I won't use terms.
We're going to communicate telepathically over here.
Hold on, Jason.
So here it goes into the Jason piece of shit vortex.
What happened? Those are words. It sounds like.
Scott, finish your point. Finish your point.
God, I hate you.
I know, it makes me so happy.
Asshole. It's funny. So many people tell me when they hear you, they've got to just turn it off. The radio.
It's funny because I hear that about you sometimes too. I hear about both. I heard about both.
But I don't.
So no one's listening now. So finish your point.
In your pink shirt, please continue.
Jason, let him talk.
You're 350 pounds, you fat whale.
Keep wearing your pink shirt.
Good.
Your point.
I forget what I was talking about.
All right, then let's
use your words. You were saying when a dog chomps down, it hurts your hand.
Yeah. So apparently they must have a threshold for pain. I don't think what I did is at all cruel. I don't sit there. My dog loves me. Sleeps on my. Oh, listen to that laugh. My dog sleeps on my bed every night. The dog loves when I come in at home. The dog loves me. Just because you guys have a different training method, don't say mine is cruel.
Let's take a step back here, Scott.
Ridiculous.
What did you say to the news that Howard got so pissed off about?
I was merely joking. Brian was going through the training of, how you put a dog in a crate. And he didn't know exactly how to do that. He put the wee-wee pad in there. And so I just said, as a joke, well, maybe you should just smack her on the ass. And that turned into Howard,
All right, so I got a question for you. Answer what Howard said today. How do you answer the allegation that a lot of your jokes are misinterpreted?
Well, you guys are dumb. I don't know. No, I have no idea.
No words, Scott. Come on, man.
I have no idea.
Because Howard says a lot of times
that's not my fault.
A lot of times when you say stuff and then people call you on it, you go, I was joking. And I guess a lot of people don't get the joke.
It is a comedy show here, isn't it? I don't know.
But we're not doing a comedy show.
Maybe I'm too good. Maybe I'm
Scott,
such a straight guy.
And I'm not saying I'm against your decision. You say that slapping the ass is okay.
Yeah.
But then you're saying it's a joke when you said it.
Well, how I said it, I was joking. If you listen to it, I think it's pretty obvious that I was joking.
Brian Fallon, was he joking?
I think he was joking. Yeah, he tried to, add comedy into the conversation. But, yeah, a lot of people don't get his jokes, that's for sure.
So did you think Howard was pissed off at you this morning?
Yeah, he was yelling at me the other day. So he actually had Ronnie come in and yell at me, too. So I thought I was going to be in a lot of trouble. But then it turned and went on to Scott, which was great.
What do you mean he had Ronnie come in to yell at you?
Because he told me I didn't know what I was doing because I put the wee-wee pad in the crate, and you're not supposed to do that. That's where they sleep. And he goes, you don't know what you're doing. I got to get you a trainer, blah, blah, blah. I'll get you the number. And then he went outside and saw Ronnie. He's like, Ronnie, he doesn't know what he's doing. Go in there and yelling at him. Tell him what to do. So then Ronnie came in and started yelling at me like I didn't know what I was going, Like, I have 3 kids, and I had a dog before. I know how to train something, So I just took it
everyone's got their own way. I don't understand this.
I was expecting more, but, it deflected to Scott.
So you just disagree with Howard's method.
Yeah, and Howard on the air this morning tried to say that I'm the know-it-all. Well, who the hell is he then? Right? If he's saying my method's wrong, why? I never said that his method was wrong. It's to each their own.
I would say he's a little bit more of a know-it-all, just in the sense that his wife spends a great deal of time with animals.
Okay, maybe recently, but I've had dogs my whole life. He didn't grow up with animals. I probably had 10 dogs.
Just because you've had them your whole life doesn't mean that everything you're doing with them is correct. It just means you've had them.
But there's a track record of success. I know how to get a dog to stop peeing in the house.
Well, that's but how do you get that reaction? How do you get to getting?
Who cares?
But that's what I think Howard's talking about. You can train a dog by taking him outside, or every time he pees, you can hit him over the nose with a newspaper. You're going to get the same result, but different ways. Yeah, and one of them I think Howard would disagree with.
All right. To me, the dog is not hurt forever, and it's not barely even hurt at that moment.
Then why wouldn't you, every time your kid pees in a diaper, why would you hit him over the face with a paper?
Because my kid is a human, for one.
But
he's
they
not a
hit their
dog.
brothers.
And I'm trying to, and I was never shown that to be an effective method.
I think that's,
I'm sure your kid has a threshold for pain.
I think there's a philosophy there. I think because I hear this with Will a lot too. Will grew up with a lot of animals, and his whole rap is, listen, I love dogs and stuff, but they're fucking dogs. And some people feel a different way about them, and I think there's a different philosophy there.
So do you think Howard's method's wrong or just different?
No, just different. I wouldn't have the patience to sit there and yell no for months until it finally worked.
It doesn't take much.
Jason,
I'm sure. All of the training methods that I was trying, it was like, oh, you've got 2 hours of homework each day. I'm just not going to do it.
Jason, did anything get lost in translation when Gary came in and sort of said what you had told him?
No,
to
in
Scott?
fact, the guy, because I had watched the dog before Greg Cleva from Barkbusters came over. I had watched The Dog Whisperer. I still watch The Dog Whisperer. And The Dog Whisperer is a little bit hands-on. He doesn't hit the dog, but what he does is to simulate where the mom would nip the dog, like in the neck, to give him a little. He does a little poke in the neck, like and touch them in the neck.
Back of the neck.
And it's not a hit
very
or anything.
There.
And I was talking to Greg about that, and I said, I was a little uneasy with that because I always heard you're not supposed to touch the dogs. And he said, no, I have a hand. He goes, I have no problem. It's not his method, and that he has a completely and utterly hands-off method of dealing with the dog. That was the opening line of our conversation about how to train a dog.
And there's nothing inaccurate there. All I'm saying is what he said to me, I described what I had done, and he said there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just not my method. So,
Were you surprised how Gary reacted to when you chimed in this morning?
Yeah, he got very angry when I just brought out some facts that Gary has an electric fence. And to me, an electric fence is a little more harsh than slapping on the ass. A lot more harsh.
My dog doesn't even wear an electric collar anymore.
Well, but he certainly had to at one point.
Yes, he did.
So
it's a pretty common.
That's
listen,
cruel.
It's a common tactic, and
I guarantee you, my tactic is more common than your electric fence.
Well, Gary, why did they stop wearing? Why did they stop wearing?
Because he just knows now.
Yeah,
but is it because
got shocked enough?
Would you do it again if you got a new dog? Would you?
I think I would. You know what? It's. I live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of cars that go by. Cool. I have a very, very active dog. You know what I mean? And I don't want him running into the street and getting run over by a car.
I'll tell you, too.
I
think that's cool.
An electric collar on Mary if she became a man?
Sure.
We just got new couches, and my wife didn't want the dog for once to be on the couch. And normally, Cookie the dog had always been on the couch. So suddenly we had to train her a new way. So she found these electric pads that give you a little shock. Dog did it once, hasn't been up there again.
Well, so you shocked the dog too, and you're making fun of Gary?
I know exactly.
I'm just pointing out that he's a hypocrite.
Wait, how does that work? You get like
he's a hypocrite. That's
well,
all
so
I'm
are
saying.
you then if you're making fun of Gary for shocking his dog, and you do the same thing?
No,
Scott is right and you're wrong.
I could care less. I'd put an electric fence up too.
Wait, Scott, so these are electric pads that you put on the couch?
Put on the couch.
And
I
so
got shocked by it twice.
So if the dog
She doesn't want you on the couch either.
So if the dog jumps up on it, it shocks him and goes
Right.
down. And you got shocked?
Yeah, I got shocked twice.
And your kids get shocked?
My kids got shocked. My one son had his hand. He was laying on it. It was turned off. And the other kid came over and turned it on.
Oh, my God.
And it got him.
How strong of a shock is
Your
it?
kids treat each other like dogs.
Yeah. It's, it's, I don't know. It doesn't hurt that.
Threshold for pain.
Rich in Carolina, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. You guys usually rip on Scott the Pace, but I usually defend him. But I think in this case he's very wrong. The main reason why you don't want to be beating your dog is just the same reason why my brother, when his dog does something wrong, he kicks him. He really does it aggressively. But guess what? His daughter shows. His daughter is now learning that it's okay to hit.
Sir, wouldn't you say that what you described? Wouldn't you say what you described is a little more than what I did? I merely slapped the dog in the ass like 4 or 5 times, not very hard. I never kicked her.
Well, we don't know. Hold on, we don't know that to be the case.
Well, I've described it.
That's what you tell us.
Are you telling me
I would like to
the
see
dog
documentation.
shit on the couch? You're not going to whack the hell out of it? Give me a break.
No, I'm not. I push it off. I push it off the couch.
And you need it.
Well,
you said you need it.
Me taking
No, that's the bunch of crap too.
You
That
said
was-
it on the show. You said when a dog jumps up that you need it.
And I don't think you
It
were
was-
kidding that day.
Yes, it was a joke. Someone said what you do is that was one method. The other one was to step on the back foot while you're holding the front.
You'll
foot.
hear a dog yelp, and you'll hear about their threshold of
I got to
pain
say, me asking for documentation that I don't know. I don't know that you hit your dog any more than you don't know that Obama's birth certificate is real. In other words, I have to take your word at it.
Well, you took my word that I hit her in the first place.
I think you. But
So
how do
why
I know?
wouldn't you take
how do
my-
if you admit to hitting your dog? How do I know what level you're really telling the truth about?
Well, then you might have shocked your dog 10 or 12 times.
Maybe I have.
Yeah, let me have documentation on it.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we were talking to Ronnie about B the tranny, and he said he thought she was sort of cute. We were wondering if Ronnie was a little smitten with B. He said he was just more fascinated by her. And then Mark Paul Gosselaar, you probably know him as Zach from Saved by the Bell, and Breckin Meyer, who was in the movie Clueless. They're friends of the show, big fans, and they stopped by and we chatted with them a little bit. Here's how it all went.
Ronnie's now here. We're talking about B, Ronnie, and you seem to have an interest in B today when you went in there.
I just wanted to see it up close because I saw it on the TV screen, and it was hard to tell what it looked like.
And how would you describe it?
Pretty scary looking, kind of. I don't know. It was like the only cool part was like you just stand her up and just bang her. You don't even have to move her. I mean, it's like it's straight on. Like a lot, you want to fuck a girl, you got to lift her leg, standing up, and you just stand there and just stick it in and go. It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird.
Is it the beginning of a movement to move regular women's vaginas up taller?
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, future woman. That's how like.
You know what? But you know what? Okay, so after she came out of the studio, and now, I mean, I've picked out. We've done contests and stuff like that, and I've picked out, who the tranny was and all that nonsense. But this guy, girl, whatever you want to call him, well, it's a girl because she's a female on a driver's license, so she's officially, I guess, a girl now. You looked at her hands and her arms and everything else, except for her feet. She had pretty eyes and everything, but her feet were horrible. I mean, they really looked like guys' feet. She had like curled toes and stuff, and it was really strange. But her hands, usually you could tell right away by the hands, she had real feminine-looking hands.
You really checked her out.
Yeah, I did.
Now, if you ran into her, we were saying before, if you ran into her in a club, do you think you would have been fooled?
Yeah, especially after a couple of shots of tequila, for sure.
And how far do you think things would go?
I don't know. I don't know.
Would you be standing up next to her by the end of the night? I mean, what do you think?
No,
Would you be tweeting, I just fucked the perfect vagina?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Gary, you're right. He does seem a little smitten.
And I was kind of curious to find out when she blows her load, which I really don't believe she can. I really don't believe it for the life of me. I can't see how it works.
Well, that's my question. You can't lubricate because that they haven't figured out for the operation. So,
Right.
So when she comes, is it semen?
Well, what is it?
It sounds like
does she come?
She said there was a
goo. She said it was goo.
Liquid comes out, so it sounds like it was some
Yeah.
sort of ejaculate is still coming out.
Does this thing turn you on, Ronnie?
No, but I was real intrigued by her explanation of everything.
I think B's got a big fan over here.
By the way, I got to tell you
I thought she was pretty cool, actually.
I liked it. The weird thing for me was when B got here, I went to the green room to say hello, and B introduced me to her brother, who looked to be around the same age, and so it's over for me because there's me as a dude.
Right. Which one was her brother, the fat guy or the other one?
The other one.
Oh, okay.
How did that Sibian ride go, Gary?
It went fine. I put my beekeeper's mask on. Some people will see it on TV and think that I was, grossed out by her, which I really wasn't. But she said she doesn't know how she comes or where she comes from, I don't
blame
put
you,
the
man.
mask on. I didn't know what was going to happen.
See, that's what I was afraid that if she came, it was going to shoot, like a guy.
I genuinely didn't know what was going to happen, and I wanted to be ready. Turn on the Sibian. For a second, I thought she might get into it. Then it was obvious. She says, "Yeah, this isn't going to work for me."
Yeah, because I see that's what as soon I was watching it when you turned it on, and it was like you could see there was no feeling at all there, and that's what kind of like makes me feel like, I don't know, if she even does blow a load. I don't know.
I want to say something, too. I think that our television lighting crew might be a little homophobic.
Why is that?
Because every time a hot chick gets on the Civvy, and as soon as Howard goes go, they dim the lights, and they didn't bother dimming the lights for her.
Gary, who's that over there?
Some friends of ours stopped by to say hello real quick. You guys want to say a quick hello? Mark Paul Gosselier and Brecken Meyer, who have a new show out. And the reason why I brought these guys in, because I know them for a while, but Mark's a big fan of the show, and hopefully sometime in the future will be appearing on Celebrity Superfan Roundtable. And Brecken, you were hanging out. You were hanging out with Howard at the party, right?
That was really fun. Yeah,
he got great things. He says you're a very good drummer.
I heard about that, and other than being in Mad Magazine, that was the highest praise I think I've ever gotten.
Now, Brecken, were you conscious of like, should I walk up to Howard? Should I leave him alone?
No,
what was the
I was
vibe?
with Ryan. I was with Philippi, who's a friend of the show, and I'm such a giant fan of you guys that I kind of knew the etiquette right off the bat. I was afraid to walk up to Howard. I was just standing back, and I was like, I'll just hang with Stamos and be wall candy. And then when we went, and then Todd Phillips who directed Road Trip and The Hangover, we all went over and talked to Howard for a second. I think I was still shaking.
A lot a lot at that party, huh?
It was star-studded.
I mean, and you live there, but that was a big party?
I mean, I don't live at Jimmy's, but I live in the area. Yeah, no, it was, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and people with Oscars were there. Crazy.
What are you guys out here promoting, Mark? You guys got a show together?
Yeah, we got a new show June 1st on TNT called Franklin and Bash.
And what kind of show is it?
Legal drama with humor.
With humor?
A lot of humor.
So on the show, are both you guys lawyers?
Yeah.
Now, did you guys know each other before you did the show?
We knew of each other. I mean, we grew up in the industry together, so it's, we've been in this thing for about 20 years now. So we knew of each other, but
did not know each other. Yes,
Mark,
we have a chemistry.
You're a big listener of the show.
Huge listener.
Yeah,
we were listening this morning to Scott.
Can I say, I'm such a giant fan right now. When we came in, Mark Paul was pointing out everyone because I don't know anyone's face. I only know the voices. He literally goes, there's Benji, and I realized I started bouncing, and I go, is it really? And it really didn't. And John, it's funny, standing over there, I hear your voice in my car, not 24/7, except when my daughter's in there. And it's so funny to put a face to it. It's crazy.
And Ronnie, I walk in with the mustache and the sideburns. I didn't even recognize him. He didn't recognize me. Remember when you guys came to the set?
That's right.
Yeah.
I knew Mark Paul was a really big fan because when he was on NYPD Blue, I'd go down to the set from time to time. So I saw him there, and something happened that morning. We never met each other or anything. And he walked by me and he goes, "Hey, is Mary pissed at you for what happened this morning?" I'm like, "Holy shit, he really listens."
Yeah. What do you guys think of Robin's trip to Peru? Any insight on
the
that?
Ayahuasca, what is it? I can't even say it. Ayahuasca.
Did Fred do a cover of Cocaine at his gig? Did she show up? I missed that. She didn't?
No.
Oh man, I would have loved to have heard that.
Well, you're going to be hearing her sing Cocaine quite a bit on the show over the next few.
I want to hear
Fred
do the cover of that of.
We've been getting a lot of songs, and
Yeah.
I have 5 more songs that came in late in the show that are all cocaine related.
We're going to do Franklin and Bash in Peru as an homage to Robin.
Now, other than Howard, of course, who's the one person you'd be like, wow, you'd love to sort of meet and sit down and talk to? Who are you the biggest fan of all the characters on the show? You don't have to say Gary because he's sitting there.
I'm
It
a
could be
giant
anybody.
Fred fan.
I'm a huge Fred fan.
I was looking forward to just literally seeing how it works.
He sat in last week though, didn't he? Fred?
Yeah, Fred came by. You guys going to be here for a while?
We'll be here for a
because
minute.
after we're done with the wrap-up show, I'll take you and I'll show
right.
you Fred's setup. It's mind blowing.
I would love to go behind the curtain of Oz.
But when
I'm
you see
happy.
Fred's setup and you see how it works, you'll be blown away.
I know. You know who I know is Scott Eisinger. We have kids in the same class, so he was saying a hello to everybody.
Excellent.
And Brecken, you hung with JD, right? With Ryan?
No, every time Ryan hung out with JD, I was out of town.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For some reason, every time I missed it. It was like Haley's Comet.
Well, you're going to see JD in a little while.
JD probably thinks he's avoiding him.
And I say JD's a lot like Haley's Comet. That's right.
Well, guys, promote the show again before you leave because I know you got to do other shows.
Franklin and Bash on June 1st, Wednesday, yeah?
Yeah, Wednesday, 9 o'clock.
There you go.
All
you
right.
can see the guy from Saved by
Thanks,
the Bell, the
guys.
guy from
Thanks for
Cougars.
coming by, guys.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Wednesday's wrap-up show revolved around Miss Howard TV. Not how great she looked or how she was on the show, but rather, what's Mike Ganji doing up here? Does Ganji only show up when the hot chicks are there? And does he take all the plum assignments from Howard TV, which could upset other people? Well, Ganji had his opinion, everyone else had their opinion, and here's how that conversation went.
Yeah, Ganji, are you here only because Miss Howard TV is here?
No, I'm here because we have a Miss Howard. Yes. So in a general sense, yes, we have a Miss Howard TV shoot here this afternoon, which I'm involved in. So it's natural for me to come in early in the morning to see her segment and be here for that. Yes.
I will tell you this. Ganji also was saying that one of the reasons he came in today, partially for that, partially because he needed a favor from me. And in all fairness to Ganji, it was the lamest favor ever.
No, I know.
He needed 2 autographed pictures. He could have easily emailed me, and I would have had them to you.
Yeah, but it's also better for me to get the pictures. There's a whole procedure
They're right
to
in
get
my
pictures
drawer.
around here.
People email me day and night for
Well,
pictures.
I don't know that. Every time I've ever done it, I get the pictures. I bring it to you with the name on it. So that's the way it's handled.
Is it for the Miss Howard TV to get in her pants?
Gary, now why don't those requests come up when Be the Tranny is up here or a different type of guest?
Look, if I needed to come up here for Be the Tranny, I would have been here for Be the Tranny. I was here for Buck Angel.
No,
Listen,
we're not saying if you need to be here, you need to be here.
Ago.
It just seems to be that you are voluntarily here for these days.
Well, because again, the shoot's right after the show.
Are you in charge of the shoot?
No. Well, Chris is producing the shoot, so we need a second camera. So I shoot second camera for him, and then I leave. So I'm just here to make sure it starts all right.
I'll play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
What other segments outside of Miss Howard TV do you shoot second camera for?
A lot of stuff. This weekend, I'll have a camera.
Where?
Ronnie and Shuley's block party in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Well, the last couple
where I could go way deep on this.
But that's not
where you're going to hang out with Ronnie. Will be fun, and
no,
you
but
hope to meet chicks.
I'm going to be working, so it's not fun for me. It's work for me.
Are you saying
if I was hanging out, then it's fun?
Are you saying Ganji doesn't take the tough assignments?
I'm saying I don't think you see Ganji shooting second camera at the Be the Tranny documentary.
I can tell you I don't remember Ganji being at either of the craptaculars. I know that.
I got to tell you that if we can get a couple of the Howard TV guys, the lower level guys, and maybe black out their faces and voices because they're all scared of getting fired, you'll hear some good opinions about Ganji.
So, Jason, what have you heard? Tell me one thing you heard, and I can tell you exactly why.
I've heard one of the raps I've heard about you is that you always act busy and tell people how busy you are, but you're not actually busy. That seems to be one of the...
See that? Oh, my God. If that person who ever said that should be fired. Because they're probably not busy.
You should be too busy to fire them.
I heard Ganji worries about the pizza that's missing.
We heard about the grandma's pizza.
Right. You've outed someone, and I will find out, and maybe they'll be fired.
I haven't outed anybody. What are you talking about?
Someone said that. So
yeah,
it was very easy to find out.
It was Doug Goodstein.
So what else?
I've also heard that you definitely take all the plum assignments and don't give the good assignments to the other people. And
everybody has
I know you have seniority, but
everybody has every look. What's better than the behind the scenes stuff right now?
Well, then why don't you shoot it?
Well, because I don't take all the plum assignments. Duh, that's exactly.
You really think hanging out in our office till 2:00 in the afternoon is a plum assignment?
Well,
I don't even want to be here.
So tell me the other plum. What are the plum assignments?
Well, it's all the strip clubs that you fly to.
Again, that nobody wants to go to because it's on a weekend and nobody wants to take their time.
So you've given this rap on. This is a perfect example.
Right.
You've given this rap on the air. My IM blows up. F you. Nobody else wanted to take it. I asked Angie 17 times to go to that.
We have a coordinating producer named Sean Gordon. He asks everybody all the time, and everybody's like, oh, is it at night? Oh, do I get paid overtime? Oh, do I get a day off for going? Oh, so I'm the only one that says, like, look, if everybody doesn't want to go, if you have no other resort, I'll go. I don't care.
That's not how
but
some people see it.
That's the reality of it.
Listen, maybe people are just trying to rile me up to get it going, but that's what people I am.
That's the reality of it. And I guarantee Sean would get on the phone and back me up in a heartbeat. That he
just
goes to
in
everybody
Ganji's
on the
defense,
stand
I've heard him say, does anyone want to go?
All right.
Okay, I'll go.
Wait, settle down, guys. Now, Mike, do you see why people may have this perception? Because when the Miss Howard TVs are here, you're here. When you hear about a trip to Vegas or anything involving, the strippers or the girls, you're there.
Again, I don't volunteer for them. Sean goes around and we're like, all right, who will go? And Sean will ask people if they're willing to go, and a lot of times they say no. Ronnie and Richie, when they went to Steven Singer to get the ring. Right? So we asked a bunch of people. If everybody said no, I said I would go.
You would to get what ring?
We shot Richie and Ronnie on the road trip to getting Richie's engagement ring.
Really?
Which, by the way,
where are you going to show that?
Well, I don't know. We
By the way, according to both,
might need it. So.
According to both the other guys, it was a giant party. They're drinking. There were
again,
girls.
I don't know that.
Did you go when Richard went to get his ring?
No, because if Richard told us, we would have.
Oh, I thought.
That's the problem.
Richie had a beer.
Right, they give you all right. Give you beer and wine and cookies. And
but the point is, if Richard had told us, we would have.
Really, beautiful
we didn't
girls.
Know. So I mean, what are you going to do? But
all right, John, wrestle control.
It is like a strip club.
Too many voices here. Let's go to the phones. We'll talk to Billy in Arizona. Billy, what do you have to say about this?
I believe Ganji's just full of it.
Based on what?
Be straight up and honest. I mean, if there's a beautiful girl in there, yeah, I'm jealous. I'd like to come in there. But just be straight up and honest with everybody, Gandy. When a good-looking woman comes in, you want to come down there. It ain't no big deal.
Look, if it was somebody I was interested in, I'd absolutely say yeah. But, the Miss Howard TV, I'm not interested in.
See, and Billy's touching it. Thanks for calling, Billy. He's touching upon Gary's issue, what Gary said in the beginning of the show, which was, if you came clean and just said, hot chicks up here, I want to be here, then that's
Dude,
that.
Sometimes
I would understand that.
Sometimes there is that situation. Sometimes I just think of it as work. It's not, I swear to God,
So it's
I'm
the
not
same
thinking-
situation. You just think of it in different ways at times.
Yeah, like, look, has there been hot chicks up here? Like, if a Jenna is up here one day or something like that? Absolutely. But if other situations, I just think of it as work. Again, when BB was up here, I came up because Richie was doing the Daily Show, so he couldn't come up. And again, I wasn't thinking of it as a hot chick. I was just thinking of it as some porn girl who's going to ride the Sibian.
A lot of the contests we do up here, I'm in charge of going through the entries, right? And I'll go through them whether it's the worst penis injury or the hottest chick with the hottest daughter. But I would be so pissed if whenever there was a hottest chick, hottest daughter contest, if you came to me and you said, no, I'll handle this one. Right.
But again, I don't do that. But I don't do that. That's not the way it goes down.
But then, so the only two people that could handle Miss Howard TV are the two most senior producers at Howard TV?
Again, right now, Chris produces the shoots. So he's in there producing the shoot.
But when you used to produce the shoot,
right,
you did the interview and you did so why doesn't Chris do everything?
But the problem, it's a long story, but it switched from a lot of people. It switched. Isaac used to produce them for a long time, and Isaac did the whole thing. So when Isaac left, I took it over because we didn't really have a person to put in that slot that can be there all the time, and it would be just like 1 month somebody could be able to do it. Next month you'd have to train somebody else to do it. The next month, you know what I mean? So it was I had consistency.
Right.
I was always here. You know what I mean? So it was like that for a long time, and that's just the way it was.
But now Chris took over, and how come he didn't take over full duties? I guess
He does, in a sense that he tries to find the girls. He books them. We just do an interview because again, I don't know. I mean, we want to see who's going on our air. Like, look, at the end of the day, we're in charge of Howard TV, so I want to see who's going on it. I absolutely do.
If they're a girl.
Well, think of the
but if we were
bombshells.
doing, look, we were involved when we hired Sid to host something, when we hired Jim Florentine to host something, all those other things. We were involved in the same exact level.
All right, Steve, we got to take a break. Let's let Ganji get his...
John Hine and the Bonus Show. We were involved in the same exact level.
No, I didn't talk to you. Rachel talked to you guys. I talked to somebody else who I never met before.